Hello, and welcome to a one-shot edition of Tabletop Misfits. I am your host, your DM for the night, and closet psychopath Humphrey Wendell Wickham. Join us as we journey to the center of the unicorn. But first, let's go around the table, introduce everyone, starting from our point of view, my top left, so Idly.
Oh, hi. I'm Idly. I will be playing Starsteel, Psy Warrior Fighter. And I'll give
Alrighty,
you
Lady Lily.
Hi, I'm Lady Lily, and I will be playing Sybil, aka Sibby Faydust, who is a little crazy. And that's all I'm going to say.
Alrighty, on over to Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris and I'll be playing Seth, a human monk with a big stick.
And last but not least, our guest from To Be Diced, Frontier and Eberron, Blackwell. Okay.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG D&D verse here on the interwebs, and I will be playing Idola, your light domain cleric tiefling.
And also, as a small correction, I realized that Lady Lily, Idly, and Blackwell are all from Frontiers of Eberron on the To Be Diced channel. So, without further ado, welcome to our, hopefully, 80s fantasy madness, and we're just going to lay things out a little bit on what you're all looking to get into, and we'll just dive right on in. So, in a world where man, myth, and magic are at odds, your characters find themselves at the gates of a newly built township called Northwest on the edge of the Great Wilderness. A dense forest filled with myth and mystery being slowly overshadowed by a still under construction castle for Lord Anye, heralded as the conqueror of the wilds. The township appears to be in preparation for a grand wedding ceremony, but there's also been a call put out for adventurers of every skill level to undertake undisclosed quests. As each of you passes through the outer gate, you are stopped by a pair of bored-looking guards. Both very portly in stature, but clearly appear to be a father-son duo. The older of the two, with a plank with papers, steps up to each one of you and in a tired tone goes, "Welcome to Northwest, the jewel of the wilds. Are you here for business, pleasure, or adventure?" Starting off with Idly. Business, pleasure, or adventure?
I'm definitely here for adventure. Starsteel is an astral elf. She's blue and has light purple hair, and on her hip is a hilt of a sword.
Wonderful, wonderful. Tears off a tab of paper, hands it to you. Head towards the main courtyard with a large tent. You'll talk to the small fellow with mutton chops. Are you there? To you, Lady Lily. Business, pleasure, or adventure?
All of the above. But actually, let's go with adventure.
Right. Tears off another tab, puts a couple of marks next to it. Same thing for you, my dear. Main tent in the courtyard. Talk to little fellow with mutton chops. Then he will turn to you, Chris. Same thing for you, sir. Business, pleasure, or adventure?
I believe what I'm looking for is an opportunity to test my mettle, so I guess adventure would be the correct answer.
Splendid, splendid. Rips off another tab, hands it to you. Same thing for those lovely ladies. Big tent in the middle with little man with the mutton chops. And with just the most tired look in his eyes, he turns to you, Blackwell, and goes, "You, sir, business, pleasure, or adventure?"
I think Idola would kind of cock her head and say, "I think you may be mistaken. I am a lady, not a sir."
Hard to tell these days. Seeing thing, business, pleasure, or adventure?
A little of all three.
I see. Puts a couple marks next to yours, rips off a tab, hands it out to you. Same thing, follow the previous three, large tent, little man with mutton chops. But good day, Next, as he waves you all through and onto a large cart that's coming in behind you. Same thing as you kind of walk away and then fading in the background. Business, pleasure, or adventure. So, with that, I assume you all go straight to the big tent in the middle of the courtyard.
Yeah.
All right, no
Say so.
deviations. Fantastic. So as each one of you comes up to him, it's about like a halfling, very like large mutton chops with a bushy beard and like thinning hair. And he's got a little cuff earring coming down the side. Very nice-ish attire, not like fancy, but like like middle class nice. Double-breasted vest, little round glasses perched on the edge of his nose. All right, well, if you're here for adventure, please pick out of this little bag full of marbles, please.
I'll step forward, plant my staff, reach into the bag, pluck out a marble.
All right. All right, please set your marble down. Next.
Ooh, marvels. You just see Sibby kind of throw back her very big ponytail, where you can notice her elf ears when she grabs a little marble. Ooh, do you think if I fling this at someone, it'll take out their eye?
You can simply try, dear, but we need that for plucks it out of your hand for assignment purposes. Next.
Starsteel's just gonna take hers.
All right, back please. And lastly, you lady, my lady.
I think Idola would just gingerly put her hand into the bag, like very delicate, like, and pluck, like go deep inside of it before plucking out one.
Right, thank you, thank you. Takes it. Takes all four, takes them over to a small machine, just kind of plops them in there and just starts to kind of crank it. And you just hear all manners of bells, whistles, clicks, and sort of a weird musical tone occurring from it. And then eventually, plunk, 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 plunk. Alrighty. And then, no one else with your body, right? No additionals?
Not unless they're
All right.
hiding.
Fantastic. Well, let's see. Looks like this quest does allow you for one additional person. If you want to find them and hire them, we will pay on your behalf to join you for your quest, should you choose to do so. But otherwise, you can do just fine with 4. Otherwise, pulls out like this large envelope and goes, so, who once sold the information for it?
Do we, just as an aside, are we acquainted? Or did we just
Nope.
walk the gates together? So
You just happen to all walk
he has
through at the same
declared that,
time.
so this guy has declared that we're a party.
Correct.
Mhm. I think Idola would be the one to reach for the envelope, which is very funny because at this point, I feel like since we all now getting acquainted with each other, you will all see like this very, very tall, like off rip, you know she's a tiefling. She has the tail, not like a normal tail, like tiefling tail, where you think very serpentine, like very infernal, like it's feathered, almost angelic question mark. And it follows the same color of her hair, where you have, hold up, let me pull up my character before I start just spouting off. And it's like, what do you look like again? Do-do-do. Do-do-do. There we go. She has black hair that's braided, but you see like these soft hues of like light blue. Her horns are not like demonic like, they're more like ram horns that kind of curve back and almost as if they're holding something up. And in a moment, if you're looking closely, it's very faint. There's like a slight halo. Is that a halo? Maybe it's just a trick of the eyes. You see these outlines of like runic carvings on her body, on her legs, some of them on her arms, some on her chest, and you see this stone that's around her, like around her neck, that's glowing with the same light. She's in very simple clothing, like very black clothing, nothing really, all aspiring that makes you say this is an adventurer. But the main thing that stands out is the fact that she's blindfolded. So the fact that she's opening up this letter is a little baffling because your first thought would be, wait, how does she read?
That's a neat trick. Sibby just kind of watches this blind person opening up a letter. Is it made it like in those little bumpies where you can tell what it says, or are you lying? You can see through that.
You just hear Idola just kind of laugh and say, "Oh, darling, my sight's a little different from yours, and this helps me temper it so that I may not blind myself."
But do you have eyes?
Yes, I do have eyes.
Do you need them then, since you're saying you don't see with them?
Yes, I need them still.
Damn it.
Well, you can
Why
all
did-
get acquainted on your own time, but if you have any questions about the quest, I say good luck to you and quickly as you can, please.
It is customary before someone gives their name for one to give one's own name. And as this guardsman has decided that we are a party, I will introduce myself. I am Seth. And I am Stomp, a monk. And I hold a hand out.
I think Idola would look at Seth before reaching out and taking their hand and shakes it just very softly. I have a question. If you had to describe Seth a color of flame, what would his flame color be, or their flame color be?
Probably blue. Blue and white.
Idola would mention that to Seth and say, "You have a beautiful azure blue and white flame in you. It's peaceful, serene."
And this is you can see through your blindfold.
That I do.
Interesting. And your name is?
Idola.
Idola. It pleases me to make your acquaintance. I hope the feeling is mutual.
It's always good to meet others.
I look at the other two, and I hold my hand out again.
Solunria Starsteel, if you will. But you can just call me Starsteel.
Starsteel.
Yes.
That is a strong name.
I have been known to lift many a heavy object in my day.
I stand ready to be impressed by you.
And I think as Idol looks at Starsteel, ideally, what flame color would you say that they would represent?
Let's go with purple.
She
Like
would
like a galaxy, like purple, galactic purple.
she would look at you and just smile towards you and say, "You have a swirling galaxy in you. It's all starlight and sparkles."
Thanks. It comes from being from the astral sea, I assume.
Possibly a flame born in the astral sea. Interesting.
I hold my hand out to the fourth person.
Sibby's like, "Oh, cool." And she takes your hand, and as she's shaking it, she kind of tugs a little. No, they don't come off easy. Sibby,
Pardon?
my name is Sibby. Well, it's Sybil, but my mom named me that, and she's dead now, so I like Sibby better.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Sibby. As I mentioned before, I am Seth.
Seth. 2 S names.
Sibi, Seth. So we are Starsteel, Sibi, Seth, and Idola.
That
I
we
suggest
are.
don't say it
It's
quickly.
And as
Aha,
Idola
I
looks
made
at
a
Sibi,
joke.
I'm gonna
is that
save you some time asking me.
Mhm.
Think Disney villain Green Flame.
And I think that takes her back a little bit as she sees that crackling green flame. It's almost like necrotic and sickly. And she's just like, something's off about yours.
See, that's what
Is
everyone in the village said.
Are you okay?
That depends on your definition of okay. I am in good health. My brain works, my arms work, all of my body organs work, and I know that that's what they are working correctly because when I dissect, never mind.
Ah,
Idola, would you like to share something with us? I
the
pointed
letter.
the letter.
And this is where I look at our DM. What's the letter say?
All right. So the letter starts to line out an artifact. You are being sent to locate a crystalline pickle made from a meteorite, probably about 4 or 5 centuries ago. Um, Unknown magical properties listed. Just that, some things like your last known location was a battle with unicorns. And then also like a little subnote that says may require virgin to see unicorns. And then also just a list of residential experts for unicorn and unicorn lore. You have Scholar and Aarakocra, Wizard, Way of the Scribe, and also a Barmanos Fortuna, a Satyr, Hermit, about a couple miles into the wild woods. For your experts, if none of you have any previous knowledge of unicorns or mythical creatures.
Can Starsteel roll to see if she knows anything about unicorns?
You may certainly try.
And I as well. Like, I imagine my character's traveled around a lot based on the things we've talked about.
Sure.
How do I attune my item? Because it doesn't reflect it on the sheet, but it is on the
Go down on your inventory all the way down, and it's gonna see items requiring attunement, and you just click the button. If
What was this roll again for? Like, what was the stat?
Oh, it was. Let me just go to D&D Beyond. That's fine.
I would say if we are going to roll for anything, I'd say you're rolling for history.
Okay, so that's a nat 20 plus 1.
Heck yeah! Why am I even rolling?
I know I rolled a 12 plus 2. Take it away, 21.
Here
She
we go.
sees all, she knows all.
Yeah, I got a lowly 14.
Alrighty. So, Idly, you've got a decent working about unicorn and unicorn lore, especially to stay away from the hooves and the head.
Yeah. Obviously, as a fighter, I should know to stay away from the sharp and the hoovy part.
Yep. You'll also definitely know more like the childhood stories and rhymes and myths and little fanciful things that children would normally get out of a storybook. As for Lady Lily and Blackwell, you would both have like a deep knowledge of unicorns. How you got that knowledge, whether just be in passing or through experimentation or trial and error, it is up for you to paint that as you see fit. But yes, you know way more about unicorns than you probably would consider normal for most people. But you know some things and some stuffs.
I feel like Idola would share the information of how unicorn, like in her words, I've befriended many unicorns through my journey. Most are willing to share, commune, even let people house near them. it would be in our best interest to try to be diplomatic with this one, if at all possible. A violent unicorn is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I hear that. Still got the scar on my back.
Just out of curiosity, is the nature of our quest to befriend the creature, capture it, or placate it, or something else?
Well,
Are
we
you
were
asking other characters, or are you consulting the papers?
I'm talking to the captors. So I
Okay.
don't.
we were sent to get the pickle. The that fell with the meteorite. That happened to be in unicorn territory.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Okay, so
Objective
we
number
cause a
1.
distraction.
Get
So
the-
we just need to remove the unicorns and then get the thing?
Maybe not remove them. Parlay, talk, discuss, bring
Uh,
Or
understanding.
or
If
avoid
oh,
the.
oh, we're doing diplomacy then. Okay, on
yes,
board.
I was just thinking we could stealthily sneak in, grab the object, and none would be the wiser.
Idola just kind of starts looking at the party, like between Seth and Sibby, and then looks at Idly, what is your character's name again?
Star
Star
Steel.
Steel.
Looks at Starsteel and just
Yeah,
says,
she's armored to the teeth.
Oh, or not.
Yes! We can boldly stealth. We shall boldly stealth where nobody has stealthed before.
Ooh,
Hard
sneaky down.
mentioned
I'm really
something
good at
about hiring a fifth person who is needed. I have already identified that I am a monk. Star Steel, you are clearly a warrior.
Thank
Idola,
you.
I am assuming you're some manner of spellcaster.
I am a cleric of the gods.
Ah. And Sibby, you,
that. I contain multitudes, but mostly a warlock.
ah.
At least
Perhaps
today.
someone wiser than I could determine if we need something else or someone else and what that would be.
Maybe someone who can get the lay of the land, someone who knows where we would be going in case anything happens. A ranger, a rogue of some sort.
I'm really sneaky. Does that help? You never see me coming.
I'm assuming you guys have been having this entire conversation still in the tent with the clerk and everything.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We have not moved.
Yeah. At which point the clerk goes, "Well, if you like, I can give you a recommendation. Especially if you need someone that's familiar with the territory."
Yes, we could use a squire.
Right. Anyway, starts to rummage through some files, goes back and forth once or twice. Alrighty, this one. He knows the area, he knows the land, he knows how to move about. He's peculiar in his own endearing way. His name is going to be Monty Maple Leaf. So if you actually want to head towards the Red Banner Inn, just outside the courtyard there, he's very hard to miss. He's very big. So, and you know, if you just walk in there and scream Monty, you'll hear something clatter for sure.
Oh, perfect. And then Starsteel just turns on her heels and heads that way. She's been given an objective and been told to yell at people.
Oh, well, we seem to have found our party leader. Shall we follow?
After you.
Follow the leader.
And as you all start to walk out of the tent, you hear the cleric going, "Finally, thank God. Next!"
That feels
So-
like every retail worker, like, please leave.
So far, those that you've encountered, the town guards, the cleric, they just seem to be less than thrilled to be doing this at all. So, as you all make your way towards the Red Banner Inn, it's the simple, like, little, like, single-story cottage, sort of a guild hall-esque, but kind of squished, like an afterthought of like, oh right, we need a guild. There you go. So, as you all enter, who's going in first and who's doing what?
Starsteel is walking straight in and yelling, Monty! Front and center!
And you just hear the absolute like insane amount of like the scraping of hooves as you just hear like mugs falling on the ground, tables being bumped up, and you just see like this large lumbering moose furbolg standing up about 7.5, 8 feet tall as he kind of bonks his head on one of the low rafters, like, oh, jeepers there. Oh, that's gonna smart there. Oh, oh, and then kind of bumbly tries to turn sideways to walk past people, just very gangly moose limbs and everything. Eventually just kind of stumbles in front of him and goes, oh, hey dear, hi, Monty Maple Leaf at your service, ma'am. Howdy doody.
Hello.
He's just like heavily panting with excitement and whatever scuffle just happened.
You're coming with us, as she looks behind for wherever her other group is.
Right behind you with like
Yeah.
this really creepy grin of like, you're coming with us.
With me,
Oh, okie day there.
Idola kind of steps up and says, let's re-clarify what we mean by you're coming with us. We require your assistance as we have this quest," and she produces the letter for Monty to see. "We would like a guide of some sort to get the lay of the land so that we may be able to get to our objective a lot sooner or quicker or with less hassle, if you be so kind."
Oh, okie day. Yeah, I can certainly do that for you. No problem there, you know. But, you know, and as you just kind of look over Monty, you just see that he's kind of wrapped in like yellow robes, kind of haphazardly. He's got like a lot of belts and pouches just to kind of singe everything together to his form. And like, you know, full rack of antlers out to here. Has a staff, has like a little pipe pouch and everything. He's like, well, that's the not a problem there, Miss Lady Ma'am thing there. Where are you going then?
I
It's
step
like he
forward.
read.
I step forward and I hold my hand out to him and says, "It is a pleasure to meet you, Monty. I am Seth."
And with like 4 very thick fingers just kind of clasps your hand, grabs probably just a little bit too tightly and shakes it a little bit too hard. Just, oh, very nice to meet you there. Very excited to work with you here today, you know. I've been waiting for weeks for a job.
I just thought it was appropriate to introduce ourselves before we abscond with him on our quest.
That it is.
Especially since we
That it
can't
is.
really confirm his safety. We don't know if we're coming back because quests are dangerous. So
Indeed.
But if a quest is not dangerous, then is it even really a quest?
Or is it even worth doing if
Yeah.
there's no possibility of death?
if there's
Seems
if
like
there
a
is no
waste
chance
of
I might
time
need-
to me if there's no chance for death.
There is a look of concern that goes over Idola's face as there's just this conversation.
Gotta have a
of
little
death.
bloodletting. Just a little bloodletting.
Okay.
But yes, Monty. We travel to find a pickle of a most arcane but unknown origin that has fallen with a meteorite into the unicorn territory. We are to
Okie
retrieve
day
the
there.
pickle.
Lucky day. Yeah, I could probably guide you there, though. Not a problem there. Yeah, we heading out right now, or you need a little bit more time there? Because, you know, I'm ready when you are.
Time is of the essence.
I'm good. Anyone else
I'm-
need anything?
Time and tide wait for no man or unicorn.
Right, okie day there. Then you kind of see him turn and stumble over to a far corner, pick up a staff that's like just a big old tree branch that he's kind of rudimentally carved into something that looks like a staff. Goes, okie day, and then tap on the floor and goes, well then, there we go now. And as he just kind of tries to go out the door, he kind of miscalculates and just bonks his antlers on one side again. Oh, not gonna miss that there, and starts to head on out.
If you ever want to cut him off, and she like she pulls out like a knife.
Idola just kind of like slowly like brings her hand onto Sebi's arm and just lowers the knife.
What? The last thing I need are I need antlers at some point. I ask.
She just nods her head and says, "All in due time. All in due time."
Are you being subtle about this statement, or are you being just a little blatantly loud?
Me?
Ah,
Or
I would say she wasn't being too loud, but she wasn't trying to be quiet. She was just talking. Like this to her, this is a normal conversation, a normal thing to ask someone. If you ever need your horns cut off, I will take them.
Oh, I mean, like I shed him once a year, so you know it's not quite time yet. But I guess I'll let you know when I know. You know.
I got some cool bones to trade for them if you really don't want to part with them. I saw shiny rocks.
I mean, I don't want to part with him right now because you know the whole balance thing.
Oh, okay, we'll talk after.
Rocks might be interesting, but any hoodles. Look, eat it. We'll see how it goes. Okay, okay. So where are we going again?
To unicorn
unicorn
territory.
Oh, right, the unicorns. Unicorns, yeah, I know where that is. Totally.
Find a
Not a
pickle.
problem. Okay, then. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a pickle vendor around the corner there if you really need one.
Is it the pickle priest? Big question.
You know, it very well may be. You know, he's got a few jokes. He does sing on occasion. Don't know what the hell he's saying, though. But anyway, starts to tap his staff, starts to head off outside of the town, the village. I mean, if now's a good time to go if you need to, if there's any last minute things you want to buy.
I have everything I need.
Fantastic. We'll probably find Trevor along the way. Not a problem. And starts to keep heading out.
I only speak for myself,
heading out.
though. You know, I won't speak for the others in case they need something. But I guess not. Yeah.
sorry, my son's going to bed and he wanted to say bye-bye.
Aww.
Aw.
So yeah, off goes Monty in a direction. He's assuming you guys are following because he's not really looking behind him.
Yeah, Starsteel is just following, and it's just like whatever is in front of her is all that exists.
Sibby staying close because she's still thinking that like maybe she can talk him into giving her the horns, the antlers.
Seth is staying in the back and keeping an eye out.
I think Idol is with Seth, and they'll probably spark up a conversation of something like, "We have a very interesting conglomerate, like conclave of people now, don't we?"
Yes, it is an odd bunch. I believe that Sibby is insane. But she is our insane, so I don't really have a problem with that, per se.
We can redirect all flames into a better purpose, even chaotic flames like hers.
Oh, I have no problem with chaos. My own positions on this are, maybe I should. I'm a monk. I will philosophize. Law is pretentious. Chaos is frivolous. Good and evil are a waste of time.
There's just a moment of silence before Idola says, "You're new to the monk thing, I assume."
No, I've been a monk for a while, but I was a soldier before I was a monk.
Ah, that explains.
Indeed. I know I'm here to look for an opportunity to test myself. on the skills that I have learned at the monastery. And you?
I go where the gods direct me to go, and they told me to come here.
Hmm.
Though I question their purpose and reasons with this group. But let's see what happens. I am interested to see what these various flames are able to do. As she kind of looks towards Starsteel, Sibby, and Monty.
Okay.
So, to move things along, I'd say that probably about a good half a day's journey or so, Monty finally just kind of goes, well, I think that's all the footwork that we're going to make today on that one, so, you know, um, make camp, pick it up in the morning then. Unless there's any reason you guys need to stop for anything, or we could just keep on going.
Are we tired? Sorry, is Seth tired? Is there any exhaustion or?
I'd say it's been like a half a day's journey all on foot so far. You are like well into the wild wilderness at this point. The terrain has kind of gone from nice, even, flat, grassy to a little bit up like rocky hills and between trees and few like a couple rivers and creeks. So it's been just sort of a meandering journey through the woods with no clear defined path.
What time of day is it? Like, has the sun gone down, or is it hitting that point of like, hey, like it's 7:30, it's still bright out, but you know, it's going to get dark soon.
It's at 7:30 point.
I think Idola would be the one to say, we still have daylight. We can still make a few hours of journey.
Yeah, okie day there. Not a problem. And just keeps trudging on forward. Yeah, you know, like, maybe like an hour or so, that might put us right where we need to be. We could actually drop in a buddy of mine, actually, and see how things go with him. Hopefully he's in a good mood today. Just keeps trudging, not really thinking about it. And eventually you come across a crest of a hill, and then it sort of opens up to a small valley, and on the far end is sort of a half-repaired cottage with a large tree growing out of what used to be a tower, but is now crumbling. You just kind of see small wisps of smoke flying up, and it's like, oh, good, he's at least here. That's lucky for us today. And just keeps going along, going along. Yes.
Since we're approaching something, I rolled a 26 for stealth. Could I hide?
You certainly can.
So like
You become one with the grass.
just
oh no,
just for
we've
some fun.
lost her. We've lost her. We've lost Sibby.
I think it's funny too because Idola and Seth are in the back. So will we just see her one moment and next thing you know, gone?
We can drop to the ground and then crawl away.
Could I make a like perception check just to see like can we keep up with her?
Sure, you can give it a go. You gotta beat, what, a 26?
We ain't beating
Yeah,
that.
I rolled a nat 20 and I have a +6 on myself.
Yeah, we ain't seeing nothing. That's a 7. Don't even worry about it.
She's
7
Oh,
plus
yeah.
2. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Gone forever. Eaten by the grass. R.I.P.
I think Idola will look at Seth and just say, and she is gone.
She did say that she was stealthy. Do not worry. If she tries to stab you in the kidneys, I will protect you.
It is not me that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about everyone that we will meet.
Ah, that would be Monty.
She just
I would like to
nods.
come up as if we are getting close to the area. I would like to now come up behind Seth and Idola with just like,
All right.
what you doing?
You
I
said you come
think-
behind Monty?
Yeah, no, not Monty. Seth. I go behind the other two,
Oh, okay.
behind Seth and
Suffering from a heart attack
Idella.
currently, but
See,
you are very
sneaky.
stealthy, Zibby, very stealthy.
I think
Never see me coming.
offhandedly as she does that, her Idola's tail just kind of lashes out, almost like you know how some people get scared and their immediate thought is swing.
I'll roll to dodge it if you want.
I don't. Tieflings don't have a tail attack, which is funny.
That's not what tiefling tails are for.
I'm not...
But if the DM will allow it, I could roll unarmed, like an unarmed attack, and just do it like
Oh,
that.
totally. Go for it.
Do it. See if you hit me.
That is a 19 plus 1. That is a 20.
That hits. Almost my armor class is 16.
You take 0 points of damage. So in this case, you just get smacked by a tail. It's just like, blah.
Ah! Ooh,
I
that's fun.
I do apologize. I am very jumpy. I recommend that not be an action you take towards me.
Duly noted. Won't scare you again. But that didn't hurt that much. I once got like full on clocked in the jaw for scaring a couple friends. And they were my friends.
Do you scare your friends generally?
Yeah, what else do you do with your friends?
So we're friends. Okay. Relatively safe.
Practice
Okay.
martial arts with them.
Lead them to glorious battle.
That too.
Yeah.
Join
I
them.
like that one.
Join them in glorious battle.
Oh, I always just give my friends berries, but I guess that works too.
Anyway, who's this friend we're visiting at this cottage over here?
Oh, you'll see in a moment, and you just hear him just kind of bang on the very rickety wooden door. Looks like it's like on its last splinter of life. Oh, hey there, Barry! Barry! Hey there! And you just hear like this very grumpy voice going, "Oh God. Oh." And you just hear like the little clops of hooves, and then the door actually got a little askew when it was being banged, and you just kind of hear it being scrape across the dirt as it opens. And you see this, I'd say, middle-aged satyr. He's got sort of a very rustic cloth eye patch over one eye. He's got mostly like dark, earthy, tattered like underclothing and like large green robes that were clearly not meant to fit him. And just kind of goes, "Monty! What are you doing here? I thought I sent you into town." "Oh no, it's perfectly fine there. I got a job now, and these are my new friends." And he just kind of gestures back towards you. The satyr just kind of leans around, looks at all of you, going, "Well, at least he made someone else as a friend. Fantastic. Now, what can I do for all of you then?" "Oh no, it's okay there, Barry. I just want to show off my friends to you." "Anything else, Monty?" Nope, that's it. If you don't mind me sleeping out here tonight, you know. And the satyr just kind of goes, "Okay, yep, not a problem. As for the rest of you," and just kind of does a slight bow, "and under the terms of hospitality, can I offer you some tea, some stale cookies, potion or something?"
I look to Starsteel and I say, "Is this an appropriate time for us to camp for the evening?"
Well, we don't want to fight all tired and sweaty, do we? That would not be most glorious, although, maybe. I do like the idea of having to fight not quite at my peak. It makes it more challenging.
You should all take a rest so that you can fight at your peak and bring glory to yourselves and to everyone else around you.
Yes, yes, that is the path of the smart and the wise. Let's do that. We would
Sir
gladly take
Satyr,
some cookies.
Sir Satyr, may we trouble you for shelter for the evening?
Yeah, you go ahead. Come on in. Come on in. He just kind of turns around back into his little half dilapidated cottage, effectively. Looks like they had been abandoned for at least a good 20 to 50 years prior before he took a residency. He's made some headway in like cleaning out like the old chimney and sweeping up all the debris and half ass patches on the roof and everything. Um, and with the fire, you see this little armadillo lizard kind of crawl out of the flames up the rotted table and finds itself into like this little cubby hole underneath and just kind of goes meh. Yes, yes, soot. Well, give me a moment. You got ahead of me. Jeez. And you see him kind of pull out this cracked teapot, kind of blows it out real quick just to make sure there's no dust in it, fills it with water and sets it on top of the little nook that the fire lizard found itself under. All right, well, you do your thing. It's fine. So any particular preferences on tea? We have a root rubios. We have a couple oblongs. No, not oblongs. Oolongs. There we are. That's what they're called. An Earl Grey, lavender, that sort of thing.
Anything spicy?
Spicy. I might have a masala. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, you want spicy? I think I have one. As he starts to kind of rummage through like a wall full of jars, he kind of sniffing through a couple, shaking a few. Almost like he's divinating tea to a degree. And eventually goes, "Oh! Okay, I think that counts as spicy." Alrighty. Makes little linen cloth tea bags, sets out mismatched cups. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some nothing is the same. No matching little dish plates, some don't even have plates. And as for sugar, he finally pulls out like this little teapot that's got like its little crooks in a slightly sassy pose. Sets it down, like, all right. Now with that sugar bowl, just be sure to tell it when. Actually say the word when. I made that mistake one too many times. As he starts to kind of put out all the tea and pour the water into all your cups. And eventually the little sugar bowl kind of pops to life and just kind of lumbers from each cup, spoons its own head with sugar, and starts to do like 1 scoop, 2 scoop. Lily, how many scoops do you let him go?
Probably like, I'll say 5 scoops. Also above game. This is giving Sword in the Stone the little sugar thing, and I'm so excited.
Yep. That's the idea. Then he walks over to, what is up with this? Sorry, something just glitched on my end screen-wise. There we go. Kind of bumbles over to you, Idola. Starts to scoop. How many scoops do you let it get?
Once he hits 15, she'll just put up her hands and say, "Much appreciated, darling."
So your teacup is now just nothing but like a mound of sugar over the brim with 15 scoops. All right, comes over to you, Seth. Goes into scoop for the first one.
I'm still staring at Idola's cup, thinking, so you don't want to sleep tonight? Or
She just kind of
done.
looks.
I will have green tea and no sugar, thank you.
And you just see the little sugar pot with the spoon already full, and his fist starts to kind of shake.
All right, fine.
Just-
One.
And then finally comes over to you, Star Steel. Goes in for a scoop.
Yes. She win.
So easily 4 scoops of sugar now in all your respective teas. And then, Idola with the mound. I'd probably say it's no wait with tea, hot water, 15 scoops. That would just be nothing but pure sugar water right there.
Absolutely. As she pulls out it, like I imagine she probably has like another cup in like her adventuring bag, like something of the sort. Let me just make sure. Inventory. Yeah, like rations. So more than likely there's like some form of cup in there as she pours the tea in that cup along with the sugar, so it's easier to mix.
Ah, I was worried that you were going to drink that Idola.
Oh, I do plan to drink it.
In
Just
ration.
a little bit more prepared.
Hmm.
And with that, the satyr just kind of goes, "Well, if you're all sorted out and don't need anything for the month. Oh, wait, you said cookies. You'll take some cookies. Oh, righty."
Yes, please.
Kind of goes in, pulls out like this wooden box that's a little too large. Lid is just off kilter and kind of loose. Sets it down and just little. Have at it. Like I said, they're all a little bit stale, so I don't go to town much, but I got what I got. So, Monty, you wanted to try to come in this time, or do you want to stay out there? You just hear Monty going, "Oh no, I'll stay out here. It's cozy. It isn't there. I'm good out here." And Satyr just kind of goes, "Thank God." Right. So, you all enjoy your tea, and I will be over here if you need me. It's kind of clop, 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 clop.
I
Starts
did
to kind
not
of
want
ruffle
to.
through some.
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just going to say to the group, I did not want to offend the little magic teapot, but I generally do not imbibe in sugar. But I hate wasting things. So, would anyone like my tea? I haven't touched it to my lips.
I only drink spicy tea. Sorry.
Uh,
I
I'll
feel like
take
I
it.
do.
all right, thank you. I'll drink water from my flask, and I will chew on a tasty iron ration.
Alrighty, so Sybil, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
That is an 11 plus 2 for 13.
Alright, so what he definitely found was definitely spicy. You probably even suspect that it's just straight chili powder
With sugar.
with sugar.
I will
The
say
tea
that
of champions.
Mhm.
I will say that she drinks it and is like, this needs something. Do you think he has any fire whiskey?
Maybe.
Maybe hold off on the whiskey.
Just a nip. I don't really sleep, so it's like a nightcap. Mom used to always my mother and father used to live by spicy tea and whiskey. First put me to sleep like that.
Starting to paint a bigger picture, more understanding.
That's probably why they sold me to the circus too.
There's just a pause as Idola takes this information in. And she just looks at Starsteel and says, hopefully you had a happier family life as we are now sharing information about ourselves.
I firmly believe that there are no adventurers without some level of trauma. Happy people make very bad adventurers. They want to stay home.
I think I'm very happy. Big smile.
So, if you have no other exposition or personal questions for each other, we're just going to go ahead and call this like the overnight rest. Following morning comes around. And same thing, elderly satyr comes down, like, "All right, well, if you require any breakfast provisions, I have a small assortment of things."
When we entered, you did mention potions. I am mildly curious about that.
Well, potions, got a handful of things. I can't really attest to if they're going to be expired or not, or be edible. But I do have. Of course, I just had it up for this and it disappeared. I'm just gonna wing it because I can't remember what it is. So with potions, I mean, potions of invisibility, um, potion of barkskin, those sorts of things. Health potions, a little hard to come by. Trying to find a way to where you can have it as a traveling tea, because those big bottles of liquid sloshing around, and those always break, and then you suddenly find yourself with a broken bottle and a wasted potion. So that's sort of a work in progress. So it's trying to do like a tea version of a health potion so you can make it on the go. But I got a few little odds, ends, and knickknacks here. Pulls down like a little stone statue of a fox. It's like, oh, this is like a wondrous statue here. It turns into a dire fox, protects you at night, that sort of thing. You know what? This is actually an interesting one. I've had a few adventures with this myself. Pulls out like this weird ball. It looks like it's dirt, but then you see like there's teeth and hair in it. And go, this little thing came out of a manticore. If you ingest it and let it sit in your stomach for like a day, you start to get some like manticore perks, some of their abilities and powers. But you don't let it stay there. You gotta eventually like vomit it up.
That sounds quite interesting and horrifying.
Trust me, you do not want to let it pass through your system entirely. It is an adventure all on its own. So,
Do I have to pay money for it, or can I show you my tumbling and then have it?
well, considering that I have to go into town for more provisions, money would be preferred.
How much for that one? And do you have any poisons?
You could probably take your chances with the mushrooms outside and around the cottage. There might be a couple poisonous ones. I haven't poked at those quite yet. But yes, as for the manticore bubble, I don't know, I'd probably say about 2 gold.
She hands over 3.
Splendid.
It was really good spicy tea.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes.
She takes the potion and puts it away in one of her satchels.
All right. And with that, the satyr just kind of walks outside, looks at Monty real quick, going, "So what are you going after?" "Oh, they're just getting them to the unicorn fields. They gotta get something from there."
We
And the
quest
satyr just
for
kinda
a
goes,
pickle.
"I see. And I assume there's some unicorn experts among you."
Idol
right.
raises their hand.
At least 2. Fantastic. Well, then you don't need what I have. So, otherwise, you are all set. Feel free to walk by this way again, but you don't have to stop here.
We will take whatever information you have. The more information we have, the better for our journey.
All right. Well, it's more of a weird item that I have. It's not really in demand. It's surprising. It's really rusted over at this point. But I guess for your quest, for this particular, are any of you pure of heart or pure of flesh? Or have you all dallied in such things?
I've been
Oh,
called pure, but
you mean unicorn pure?
Yes.
Idol
I mean, yes,
look at the
no. Are we talking about the same kind of purity here?
I'm a pure asshole, is what I've been told by my subordinates. Does
I
that
just know
count?
tales that unicorn won't go near anyone who has had carnal knowledge of another.
All right.
To put it
You
bluntly.
okay? So you are aware that unicorns can only be seen by the pure of heart and pure of body, that have not indulged in carnal pleasures of any kind.
So you're saying the unicorns will be invisible to me?
Probably yes.
All right.
Again,
Do
this is where
carnal
my item.
do carnal pleasures include fighting?
I would say so. Yes, some people tend to enjoy it more than others.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay. As for you two, the experts, are you pure of heart and pure of flesh?
I've been called pure evil.
So not you. All right then, you, my dear. Where do you sit on those qualifications, for lack of a better term?
I do my best to follow the God's will, their understandings, and their virtues.
Yep, she's our unicorn whisperer.
Right. So again, I ask, it's very important that you are pure of heart and pure of flesh. Otherwise, there's a chance you might not see him at all.
That I am.
Okay. Then you don't need what I have. As he pulls out this box and he just opens it up and it's just a full-on chastity belt.
Is that a torture device?
So, again, for some people, yes.
How much for that?
Just so you know, I was a soldier before I was a monk.
You know what? Just because there's very little demand for this in general, I would say I will let it go for 5 gold.
Opens up her little thing, takes out a couple of gold. It's like, I think that's 5. Not the best at counting. Good at somersaulting, not good at counting. You probably have like 7 gold.
That will do. All right, well, there you are, my dear. 1 chastity belt. Use it how you see fit. Be very careful. Some people tend to feel a little woozy when they put it on. Some will revert to childlike states if they fail the mental check for it. Well, however it goes for you. But anyway, I think I've got quite enough now to get quite a bit of provisions in town. So thank you for your patronage. Feel free to come by again. Especially you. I love the way you count.
You know, a lot of the merchants would say that when we would be in town. They're like that they love when I come by because they just make so much money.
Do we see the fact that she probably paid more for this?
The perception.
I would say so.
I think Idola would tap the person, like tap the man on their shoulder and say, "It should be, if I may. You have 2 extra. Let's not take advantage of those who are a little not here, but here."
She seems all there to me. Wait.
I'm currently trying to see if Monty will put on the chastity belt to test it.
They can't see it, but they can probably feel like Idola's eyes just looking at them as if, do I need, like, that kind of motherly look of, do I need to repeat myself?
Roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Let's see. What can we rock with? 15 plus 2, 17.
Yeah, you just kind of, the satyr just kind of drums his fingers there for a few moments, and he's like, it's fair. slides the two back towards you and keeps the initial 5 that he said that it was worth.
She just nods at him and then looks at Sebi. Sebi, you dropped these.
Oh, I'm really bad. Is there a hole in my bag? Monty, just try it on. I want to see if it works. And she takes the 2 coins and puts it in her pouch and ties it back to her belt.
And Idol will turn back to the satyr and say, "May the gods smile upon you on your journey, and thank you for being honest and kind."
Just kind of does that raised eyebrow, a little cross, and as he kind of raises his eyebrow, his rough make eye patch kind of lifts up a little, and you see the cavity a little bit, and some scars as well. Yes, the gods. Love them. Have fun. Have fun. And just kind of shoos you all out his door and creaks and drags the door back into place. Meanwhile, Monty's like, "Hey, I don't want to put it on. I don't need to wear underwear. Why are you doing that to me? Like, what, do you really think it'll look good on me? Why does it pinch my fur?"
I don't know why it's pitching your fur, but I can't know if it's going to look good till you have it on.
And so, yeah, you just see like this very haphazard placement of the chastity belt on Monty's very spindly frame. Usually, knees are kind of parted out a little bit, very awkwardly, as he's just trying to look down at it, going, "I don't really think it's my color, but kind of raids up in places. See how this goes, eh?"
Perfection.
Anyway, on to the unicorns, yeah?
Perfection. We will now have 2 people who can definitely see unicorns. This will be most advantageous for us.
Okay, so it works.
And then Monty finally goes, "What's it for anyway?"
Seeing unicorns.
Yeah.
Ooh. Look, you did. Alright. And just
I'll roll
starts
a
to kind of lumber
deception.
along, but now you kind of see like that awkward, like that waddle when something's riding up wrong, and he's trying to like pull it and get it rearranged as he's walking, trying not to be bothered by it.
Are we gonna
Probably
be
gives up
unicorns?
on it after about 15, 20 minutes, going, "Okay, Dave, nope, that's pinching my giblets there. Let's not and say we did," as he just kind of shucks them off and just kind of ties them to his belt and goes, "They'll be fine. If anyone wants to try it on, I ain't gonna stop you."
Sibby's just laughing. She's like, "Excellent torture. 20 minutes of torture. That's gonna be the record to beat."
God, I love it. I love it so much.
So, with that, as the journey continues on, Monty starts to just kind of hum to himself as he's going along, still trying to rearrange things now and again, just from the aftermath. And goes, "Well, so what brought you all out here anyway?"
I thought we were here to look for a pickle.
Oh, the quest is one thing. Like, what brought you all the way out here to Northwest and all that, you know?
I have not been here before. And I thought, all right, I haven't been there. That'd be a good place to test myself.
If you wanted a test, I think there was a schoolhouse over there back in the city. They have tests, yeah?
Not that
I
kind.
did really bad on the math, though.
Not that kind of test, Monty.
Same.
More like a test of metal, a test of how far can I push it before something kills me.
No, like, have you ever pushed anything off a cliff? That kills people pretty quick.
Ask Starsteel. She could explain better than I.
Oh, okay.
What am I explaining?
Why you are here?
Oh. Why am I here? Well, I have not found glory here yet. It is uncharted glory territory.
I was about to say, I think there's a nun back in town named Glory, but clearly not the same thing that you're talking about.
No, this part of the map that I have, and she pulls out a map and it's all dark. Like it hasn't been drawn in yet. It's all dark.
Have you tried shining a light on it?
No, you can only add to it by walking through it. Then I will know what is out here, and I will have defeated all the stuff out on this side of this map.
So wait, you walk through the paper?
No,
Just-
we must add to it.
So you can't shine a light on it, you can't walk through it, and it's dark. Man, kind of goes over to Sybil and goes, so what brought you out here then? You said that you came from the circus, yeah?
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't work at the circus because I didn't really get paid, but I performed at the circus for a long time with a couple of my sisters till my sisters were killed, and so I left. And I'm kind of not supposed to get caught, so I thought this would be a fun way to not be found. If you're constantly moving, no one can find you.
I mean, it's not wrong. And then just kind of squats down a little bit next to Idola. And how about you, Missy? You said the gods brought you out here?
Yes, they did. I was asleep in a town a few nights ago, and then I woke up here. Not too far from the gates.
Oh, so the gods kind of dropped you in there, eh?
They do that. They
Oh,
whisk me away from one plane to the next. If there is something that needs to be done there, who am I to judge?
yeah, that must hurt. Anyway. And probably about another, like, a good couple more hours into the forest, and eventually you start to come across a clearing. It's got a scattering of trees here and there, and on the far end you see a raised platform in the foot of a mountain cliff, and it's got sort of like a tree woven portal on the far end. And eventually you kind of see Monty squat down and go, okay, I think we're here now. And if you want to refer to the map and switch over idly to the unicorn clearing.
Blah, blah. There we go.
Wah, indeed. So with that, Monty kind of squats down next to his staff and everything, goes, okie dee there, so how do we go about this? I guess I should probably put that underwear back on, eh?
Yes, please. I need it for educational purposes, please.
Does anyone? Well, actually, no. I'll just look at Idola and say and whisper, "Do you see any unicorns?"
GM, do I see any unicorns?
At this point, you would see about half a dozen. Just your casual, mythical fantasy, white and glittery hair whipping in the wind sort of unicorns. And up near the portal, you see one unicorn that kind of looks like it's covered in body paint. Looks like it's been seen a few battles. It's got a lot of scars on itself. It's got sort of a gnarly looking horn with some barbs on the upper side of it.
I think that would be the one that takes Idola off guard, seeing the rest of them being, in their full majestic form, and then you see this battle-hardened one, and Idola would point at the 6 that are pretty much in a group and say, those are your general typical unicorns, but that one, and she points up towards the one that's on the cliff, that might be a problem. And she describes the body paint, the scars, the war-tornness, the barbed horn to the party.
Can Starsteel try and do a check on that? Like what that could mean? Because I assume she can't see them.
No, at this point, unless you're wearing the underwear.
No.
Do you see anything?
Yeah, there's a few there. Um, there's definitely, well, from what I can tell, those are all the mommy unicorns down on the lower field, and the one up there must be the daddy unicorn, because it scares me. You think that's how it works, right?
Do unicorns, are they territorial? If we were to enter the clearing, would they attack us?
If you
Asking Monty,
are,
because he's a ranger.
They're very
Um,
pointy.
I mean, if they have something to protect, yeah. I don't see any young ones, so they don't have to protect the herd per se. There's some weird portal tree thing though that the big one's kind of sticking around by, so maybe not go near that one.
Do we see, never mind the unicorns, the thing we're looking for, the pickle? Can we look for that?
Is that a DM question?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we see it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there is no obvious piles of treasure or loots or chests. You see the scattering of like broken axes and shields and armor, probably good few dozen years old, or if not more, from previous battles that have occurred here. From what you can discern, is it looks like that there have been multiple attempts to get to the portal that the large unicorn has been defending for who knows how long. But there seems to be no clearly defined like pile that you can look through because they're unicorns. They don't necessarily value wealth or gems. So,
Well,
how would you all like to proceed?
I can test to see if they are going to attack us. I believe I'm quick enough that they will not find an easy time of catching me.
All right, how do you want to go about that?
Oh, I'm just throwing this out to the group. But
um,
what I was going to go ahead, Starsteel.
oh, I was going to try and figure out if Starsteel knows anything about portals, because she can see the portal thingy.
Guess roll me a knowledge on that.
Okay. With
History check.
Arcana? Oh, history. They're both good. A mighty 8.
You know, portals usually lead somewhere.
I assume the treasure is beyond that, and whatever we need is probably somewhere over there.
Only Starsteel can see the portal.
I mean, the portal is visible to all. It
Yeah.
is
Oh,
blatant.
okay.
It is right there on top of a clearing, on top of a small, like, raised dais of rock and stone and roots and trees.
Oh, I've never been in a portal. And she's like kind of like itching to go. I could turn invisible and just run in and then see what happens.
let me
You certainly
try.
can.
I think Idola will raise her hand and say, let me try to commune with them, see if we can come to an understanding before we start rushing into their territory.
That makes
But if
sense.
I'm
We can see
invisible,
them.
they won't see me.
It is
But
up
I'll
to
let you talk. I'll let you talk.
Idola will step out and go to make her presence known to the unicorns that are in front of them.
Do the rest of you hide?
I'll say it that Sibby hides.
I'll stealth.
13 plus 6 for a 19 for stealth.
Okay.
I'll try.
It's a 15 for Seth.
Oh my gosh. That is a 16 for Starsteel.
And that's a 1 for Monty. A special boy.
It's those moose horns.
Yep.
Wait, I want to help Monty.
Alrighty.
I will. I think I can make him invisible. Yeah, I just have to touch him, and he's invisible for 1 hour, and I have to hold concentration.
Right. So, Iola, as you come out of the brush, it's actually more announced with the cracking of a couple twigs behind you and a oop and boom. As you come out, I assume like arms open and ready to address them, or at least the nearest one.
Yeah, we could say that. I think
Yeah,
she comes
have at it.
out. I think she comes out and it's just like, my dear friends, may we have a word with you?
Now let's see how well this goes. I can't seem to figure that out at the moment. But anyway. So, with that, the two closest ones to you immediately get startled and start to kind of bolt in like a V direction from each other. And in their wake, rainbow farts. Just glitter and rainbows. It's just a cloud of gas left in their wake, obscuring your vision from anything beyond it. And you start to hear the trampling of other hooves start to pick up, and you start to hear more as more unicorns are releasing panic gas and running away.
I think Idola's kind of confused for a moment as she's now in this essentially fog of gas as she speaks out. Do not worry. We are not here to harm you. We have only come to ask questions and commune with you.
Roll me a Constitution.
Con? Okay. Let me see what my con looking like. Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
15. Is that a 15 or 19? No, that is a 19 plus 2, so 21.
All right. So you are not overcome with the vapors and the glitter that is now floating in the air of these escaping gas clouds. And after a few moments, they slowly part away, and then you are now faced head on, probably a good, like maybe 20 feet away, the big, bulky, mean-looking unicorn. And you hear in your mind, "Speak, mortal. What brings you to our humble glade?"
Idola speaks and says, "My friend, we are on a quest to find this magical pickle, and we were told that it would be here. Do you know of it?"
Hear in your mind, "I might. But who is we?"
Me and Idola turns and notices that her friends are gone. Okay. I do come with a party. We were given this task, and it seems they are not here at this moment. We do not mean you any harm, though.
Roll me a persuasion on that one.
Okay. 15 plus 2.
Okay.
So 17.
With that, the bulky unicorn gets probably closer to about 10 feet away from you. You can definitely start to see more clarity and details as you see one dead eye and the scars around it that correlate. And it just kind of turns its head towards you sideways, looking with one eye and going, "You really want this emerald pickle? You really want it?"
For a quest, yes. If you are willing to partake with it or tell us where it is, or maybe exchange for a favor. Is there anything that you need? Anything that we can do for you? Any help that you may need? Or, and she kind of glances them over, looking at the scars and marks on them. Perhaps I can help with this. You've been injured greatly.
My scars and my wounds I'm proud of. They're part of my lineage, my heritage. And you have to admit, a little intimidating. But what you probably could help with is... You know, this might be a good proposition if I saw your whole party to see what they're capable of.
I think Idol would turn around and then shout out, if you may, they would like to speak to all of us.
I'll step out.
Yeah, same. Boldly.
I'll break the concentration on Monty so that he's visible.
With that, Monty steps out, stumbles a little bit, and like, oh, hey there! And you just have to see the panic on his face.
Idol will turn back to the unicorn and say, this is my party.
You all seem capable enough. I've been having some distress lately, and could use some help getting it taken care of. If you would all follow me towards the portal, please.
Idol follows.
I'll follow it.
Idly?
I'm following them.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
Starsteel is assuming Idola is talking to something, because Idola, to her, has just been talking to the air. But you know
That's
what?
right.
Just trust. Blind
Fair.
faith.
Fair.
Has it shared any telepathic communication with anyone besides Idola?
Just Idola at this
Okay.
point.
You said, lead on, Idola.
Okay, just tell me where they are so that I don't accidentally punch one or hit one or like stab one by accident. Like, and she's like trying to like step, like she's trying to avoid stepping on landmine or something.
I think Idol will take Sebi's hand in general, just seeing them trying to like carefully move their way through and just take her hand and say, this way, darling. One foot in front of the other.
So, with that, the air around all of you begin to shimmer. And as all of you start to see the massive hulking form of this warrior unicorn, mostly its hindquarters, as it's starting to walk towards the portal. But then as the air begins to kind of ripple, you start to all feel a pull towards the portal. It starts to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Does anyone want to try to fight it?
No.
I think Idola would fight it, like unsure what's happening, until the unicorn says something. She would kind of bite back against it.
Nobody else?
Well, since I'm
Starsteel?
being held, yes. Sorry,
Oh, no, you go ahead.
but yeah, she Sibi would fight just because she's next to Idola who is fighting. She's like, oh, okay, so we're not going into the force. Okay.
So I will need strength checks from Idola and Sibi. Sybil.
Like strength
It's a
saving
12.
throw.
Yep, strength checks.
Oh, strength check. Yeah, the 12 plus 2 for a 14.
15 minus 1, so 14.
Starsteel is dropkicking herself through the portal. Just no fear.
Seth is going to do a flying kick through the portal.
Oh yeah, we're so cool.
I'm here for it.
Drop kick and flying kick. Let's go.
So, as you both try to just beeline it for the portal, thinking that's the goal, that's the way that you're supposed to go. Suddenly, you all start to feel like this vortex, this tornado start to form all around you. And it takes a moment, and eventually all of you figure this out at some point. The center of it is the unicorn's butt. As it all starts to kind of swirl and twirl, and you're all being sucked into the unicorn's butt. And at this
With a
point,
drop
you all
kick.
black out.
No!
As you're
us.
all being compressed and shrunk and full on enema into the butt.
Magic school bus style.
Yes. Right on the magic school bus. Definitely taking chances getting messy, that's for dang sure.
Just
So, a little bit of time passes, and you all subsequently wake up in a, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided chamber. And in each wall, there is an empty doorway that leads to black, and each one has a different colored gem above it. Right above you, suspended on 3 separate ropes, is a brazier with a pulsating rainbow color-esque iridescent light. A couple of corpses in there, some skeletons.
Corpses of
Have
human-
at it.
Can I investigate the corpses, see what I find?
You certainly can.
I'm actually gonna use this time.
Are we all like in separate rooms, or is it like just one big room?
One big room. Probably about, let's see, 30 to 50 feet across.
That was an 8, so I don't think I find anything. Just
So with an 8, you kind of find some usual knickknacks here and there, like a gold here or there, some silver, some copper. One in particular is a skeleton that has a book that looks like it's been through the ringer a few times. It's got some singeing to it, but also some different kinds of damage to it as well.
excuse me, Mr. Skeleton. And she's gonna try to grab the book.
Roll me a dexterity.
Yay! Ooh! That is a 2 plus 4, so that's not that much. A 6.
So yeah, as you pull the book out, you hear like that gross crunchy sound as its skull detaches from its neck, rolls, and its mummified head lands still in the open book pages, and just kind of goes.
Ooh, actually, if she grabs the skull, does anyone have a big enough bag for this? I don't have a skull. At least not
At
one
this
that I
point,
can
you see like one
myself.
part of the jaw just kind of detach a little, and its jaw hangs a little crooked.
Aw, not in the best condition. She drops it.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
It was already dead. Can't get deader.
Idola's just going to ignore that and say, "What did you find there, dearie?"
A book. A book and some coin. But this one looks like it's had a lot of damage. Here, you look like you like books. She hands it to her, to Idola.
She takes the book, opens it up, starts like flipping through the pages. What does she find?
So the first half of the book is a recounting of a wizard and his party that were on a similar quest. Probably dated about 200 years prior. Describes its companions as being one of 3, itself being a half-elf wizard, its companions being a dwarf that has an affinity for beetles, and a half-giant. All given certain relics to kind of help them get out of the situation if they need an emergency getaway, and then eventually, just kind of recountings, their banterings, the wizard's thoughts and opinions on their methods, their personalities. Very dry, journey quest stuff. But then the last half of the book is starts off pretty basic. Looks like that this person has drawn the room itself and is trying to assign values to each doorway, each stone, the candelabra, the braziers, and at some point it looks like methodically they were trying to ascertain how to escape. Looked like it was a sequence of stones to touch. They discovered through a lot of trial and error, which explains the damage to the book and the corpses in the room, that some worked better than others. So far, they managed to figure out that the sequence got as far as fire and acid. The red gem and the green gem activated without any response. And then you just kind of see the mad dash last scribbles of the wizard's handwriting going, that stupid dwarf. That dumb dwarf decided to shoot the candelabra, the brazier up above us, and it set all of them off at once.
I think as she reads that last entry, she just looks, she closes the book. And for my own memory, they said fire, then acid first.
Fire and acid is how far they got in figuring out the sequence.
Red and green.
She will look up at the party and say, before we make any rash decisions, do not touch the crystal in the center. By any means, do not touch it.
Oh, okay. Eyelid already had, sorry, I said Eyelid. Sibby had her hand up already. Never mind. Don't touch it.
My belief is that there is a sequence based on the entries in this book. The wrong sequence will activate the element that these crystals have. It seems that the red crystal and the green crystal are the first, so red then green. It is now up to us to figure out which is the next one.
I
The
would
corpse that's
So,
in the
also-
northeast. Oh, sorry.
You're good. Also, in this book, through some trial and error and the notations, it did assign a damage type to each one of the crystals. So, the red is fire, the dark blue one is frost, ice damage, green one is acid, purple one is psychic, the yellow is thunder. No, wait, sorry. The yellow is radiance, and the light blue crystal is thunder.
I think Idol will look at the group, regurgitate that out, and then say, let's start with the red and the green.
I would surmise from the positions of the two corpses that after red and green, do not do yellow. And do not do blue.
So that leaves us with purple
Purple.
and the light blue.
Well, no, I mean, there's a corpse between the green and the blue. And there's a corpse right next to the yellow.
Oh yeah, like so above table, like looking at this map, there is a regular blue and then there's like a light blue.
Oh, right. What is it's like an aqua. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
My brain's going into like Gatorade colors where it's just like you got blue and light blue.
So I would think, and feel free to disagree with me, that the sequence should be red, green, purple, or red, green, aqua, or light blue. What do you think?
Is there a way to look around the room to get a sense of like what the pattern would be? Like anything that would make us say point A, point B, point C, like anything magical, anything, just any kind of hint outside of the book? Or is it like, hey, gamble, get ready?
It'll be
About
mostly a gamble.
What about the crystal in the middle of the room? It is multicolored, but does it pulse different colors? Or is it pulsing all the colors at once?
it sort of shifts between one and the other. There's no like discernible pattern to it. It's just glowing, pulsating, kind of like it's almost like it's lightly sentient, just kind of going, which way are they gonna go?
So it's random.
Hmm.
Well, if no one minds, I'll start.
Okay.
I'll touch the fire,
Nothing happens.
walk over to green. I'll
Nothing
touch it.
happens.
When you say nothing happens, do they light up or
Yeah, they illuminate and nothing happens.
okay?
Star Steel, you might want to step away from that.
Oh, I'll just touch it if you want.
By all
Oh,
means.
wait.
I'm right next to it, and she just like boldly just does like a little tap on it.
Which one again?
Purple.
That's going to be 3 points of psychic damage to you.
Ow, my ego. It hurts. I'm gonna
All right.
guess that's a no.
I'll run back to the beginning and start again.
That's a good question. Do the lights, like, do the corresponding crystals, like, when she touched that one, do they just boom?
Yep.
All right. I'll go to the red, touch it, run down to green, touch it,
Do you
and
wish?
you want the light blue.
Okay, I'll try that one. She'll walk over there and go give that a light tap.
That is going to be 8 points of thunder.
Oh.
What?
Go ahead, Sybil. If you feel free to just interject.
Oh, sorry. I have a bad habit of interrupting, so I'm trying to be good. What if we touch the red one again? Because the red one and the green one are the ones that don't have bodies near them. So what if it's red, then green, then red again? Something to try after we've tested the other two, but but I can try touching them so that nobody else takes damage. I don't really mind a little damage. And she'll like take out a little knife and just be like, "See, blood's okay."
Oh.
Sure.
Okay.
What I was going to suggest that that last damage looked actually quite considerable, so maybe Starsteel needs some healing.
I'm okay for right now. On a arbitrary scale of 0 to 40, I'm at about, let me look at that. Look at these wounds. A solid 29.
Okay.
All right.
I might need one after we figure this out, but I should be okay for at least one more boop.
I'll touch the red, then the green, and then someone else touch the red again.
Idola will go up to the red one to touch it.
So I'll go red, green,
And red again.
6 points of fire damage.
I am resistant to fire damage.
Fantastic. So you take half that, yeah?
There, I imagine like there's a bit of flame that just kind of spurts out, and Idola's not bothered by it because fire, but she just looks at Seth and say, "Not that one. Let's
Oh,
try
my
that
theory.
again."
so it's not.
Sorry, that was my theory. My bad.
Well,
Maybe
it's
red.
not fire, acid. No, it's not red, green, purple. It's not red, green, light blue.
Red, green, yellow.
I guess, but there's a corpse right next to the yellow one.
I mean, he's not bothering me at all. Look at him. And she just like kind of like lifts up his hand and does like a little wave with the corpse.
Let me try one more experiment before you do that.
Okay.
Or actually, confirmation from the book, Idola. When the person who wrote the book, did they say that the same person had to touch each one, or was it different people touching each gem?
That's the question for the GM. Does it
So,
specify?
as you look back through the book, does not seem to be any specifications or correlations between who touches it and the damage that it takes. It seems to be whoever touches the last stone that is wrong
All
takes
right.
the hit. And that's it. There doesn't seem to be anything else that would correspond with touching or not touching.
So I'll take the red and the green, and yellow was the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the yellow since
Okay.
I have taken no
I
damage.
mean, I was standing right there, but I'm fine. If you want to touch it, it's very fun.
I want to take some damage.
Okay. I'm not here
So
to be a fun kill.
So after he touches the green one, she touches the yellow one.
So yeah, so red, green, then yellow, then nothing happens.
Ha!
Okay.
That defies logic, but
Aww.
I'm not going to ask any questions. How did he die?
Oh,
All right.
wasn't it that they all hit the candelabra and then they all died?
Oh, but I assume.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So where the bodies were didn't matter.
No.
Then it's random. Pick one that is not touched.
How about this blue one?
All right, we've got. Go ahead.
Okay, so red, green, yellow, blue.
3 points of ice damage as a couple of ice spikes just shoot out and hit you.
Ah, this room is so mighty.
No
tru-
fair.
My truest enemy is this room. It is putting up quite the fight.
I'll start again.
Wait, I want to do it. I want to do multiple crystals.
Okay.
The reason I'm
Sounds
doing it is because I'm really, really fast.
red, green, yellow.
But if you want, we can
Yeah,
all
let's do it.
share in it. I'll stand next to the red one, and everyone else pick a crystal.
Yeah, we know yellow works.
Mhm.
What if purple's after yellow?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, red, green, yellow, then
Yellow.
purple.
All right. So with hitting the purple, you take 4 points of psychic.
Yay!
Then it's light blue.
Haha.
Like
We will best you yet, room.
So red, green, yellow, and the next one logically is the light blue one.
Yes.
So I'll do it again. I'll do the red, then the green.
Then the yellow.
So with that, you hit all 4 in that sequence, and nothing happens. Suddenly, all 4 doorways, a gas of every color comes out of each doorway, and you just hear this very low. That you hear Monty laughing his butt off as the candelabra in the center begins to rise, and the floor begins to open, and Monty's just cackling, going, "It's fart, fire, F, acid, A, radiant, R, thunder, T, it's fart." Hi,
We are.
I'm 12 years old.
We are relieving the unicorn of its gas. And of course, its farts are rainbows. Right.
it is a unicorn.
So now that the opening in the center of the room is now large enough for all of you to jump down.
Well, I'll look before I jump.
Smells a little musky. It's a
Can I
black
see?
hole going straight down.
Yeet.
I have bright sparks before anyone yeets themselves. It gives off like 60 feet, and sparks fly from your fingers for a moment, generating a bright blue flame. This illuminates the region around you to a distance of 60 feet until the start of your next turn. Can I shoot that down there?
You
See how
certainly
far.
can. Idly, do you still do the yeet first before they do that?
I said yeet.
Okay, so yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
as
She yeeted.
you
I have to yeet after her.
so
I get
Starsteel
down.
and Steth both yeet down the hole without a second thought. Meanwhile, Idola, you cast your sparks down and you start to see like a slide that kind of goes down and bends and curves eventually.
With my
Idola looks at.
knowledge.
Oh, you
Sorry.
first. No,
With
you
my
first.
knowledge of physics, can I make myself go faster on the slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll me a d20 to see just how fast you go.
Yes. I want to go faster.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. D20. Here we go. Roll. Yeah. Oh, it's a natural one. No.
Just
Even better.
it's like latex on a slide, like just that.
Yeah, just that screeching sound as you come to a halt. Meanwhile, Seth is like hot on you. Seth, roll me a d20 to see how fast you're going.
Certainly. Oh, just a random D20?
Yeah, just a straight
All right.
d20
I have
roll.
to do it in roll 20. That would be a
And
2.
while we're at it, if I could also have Sybil and Idola do similar rolls, because this will have to affect you eventually.
It's
So
a
go
2.
ahead, Seth. A 2. You also come to a screeching halt and kind of get stuck behind Starsteel.
I'm too wide for this slide. You know what? Armor does not do very well with a slide.
Perhaps you
What?
could start removing it so we could get through it.
No,
Or,
that would be most silly.
But
or
yeah,
I could
just
try
for
pushing
clarification,
you.
like the slide itself is still very wide. It's just that you're stuck on a dry spot. Stuff's clinging. So, Idola and Sybil, what'd you both roll for d20s?
I guess this is just the theme. I got a
Yep.
1.
Bring us home. Bring us home, Idola,
Idola?
with a 1. Bring
I
us
got a
home.
10.
Okay.
That's a 1 with a 0. Close enough.
So,
got a
we
10.
got a... And then Idola, as you come in, you have enough momentum behind you, but because there's now 3 of them stuck, you also just stuck as well. Okay, Monty, please be the saving grace for this.
If anything, if we want to make it even more funny, because Idola has a -1 in their strength, that's a 9, really.
Wait. I have an idea. I have oil.
Okay.
So what if I just like poured the oil like right in the section we're at, and then like try it so that we can slide down? Does
Kind
that
of
help?
scooch a little bit.
I was
Yeah.
going to suggest bobsled team.
Yup.
Yes.
So,
I'm-
with your all 4 of you combined trying to bobsled and oil things up, you hear Monty going, "Look out below!" Because he rolled a 15. He now gives you all enough momentum coming down the slide to dislodge all of you, and you all shoot out. To which then you all start to hear very squishy, wet sounds as you enter a swampy area. And with that, we're going to go and do a bio break because we're hitting at, I think, about 2 hours now.
Mhm.
So now's a good time. Idly, if you want to go and throw that on here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be back in a moment.
Bye-bye.
Oh, who put the unicorn in? Did you just put that in, Eileen? Yeah, that's from Last Unicorn, it looks like. Isn't it?
It's
Oh, you're right.
generic.
It is
Into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
I hope you guys know that we're live.
Oh.
Again.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
But yes,
Hi there.
into the thick of it, as you all manage to dislodge yourself from the slide, from the rainbow gas chamber, into effectively the swamp bog, known as the lower intestines of said unicorn, as you all begin to get covered and coated from the back of your shins up to your lower back in just muck. Undescribable muck.
So unicorn poop isn't rainbow colored?
There's some refinement that needs to happen.
I see. All right.
I think Idola stands up and just kind of examines the situation that they're in, and it's just like, okay.
For some reason, I'm able to grab all of you. Make me stop.
Yeah, it kept doing
Take
that
us
for me
with
too.
you. Take
I
us
just
with
want to
you.
grab myself. That's not a euphemism.
No splitting the belly.
Let me see about the permissions, because I should have configured them all to you individually.
Well, I tried to move my character, and I'm moving everyone, and I feel very uncomfortable with that. Okay, there. I'm very sorry for touching you all.
Oh, nope, I can still move everyone.
No,
Hands
I
to
gotta go
God.
through all of you one at a time and just set everyone else to none.
Whoever in the Twitch chat said Bog of Eternal Stench, I watched
Yes.
Labyrinth very recently, and I wonder, I was thinking the same thing, I just didn't get a chance to ask.
Unfortunately, trademarked, so I can't call it that.
Spellbound.
But yes, feel free to ruminate and take it all in while I reconfigure everyone's minis, tokens.
I'm so
I think
excited.
Idola kind of just looks around and starts helping everyone else up, like who's, covered in the filth as well.
Okay, so I know that up here I'm not all clicking correctly. I know the wheels turn in separate directions, but someone tell me, is this shit or is this mud?
I'm assuming shit.
Is that what we're assuming?
We did just
Cool
come
with
through
it.
a fart gate, so I'm guessing that this is a poop deck.
Let's assume that we are indeed surrounded by manure.
So we're in deep shit.
Deep shit, yes.
Maybe not deep, but at least knee deep.
I feel like Idola, it would be ankle because, as I said, she is tall, like ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm a wood elf. I ain't that big. It's probably up to my knees, up close to my thigh. I think it's a little late to ask for someone for uppies. So,
Oh,
well.
you can have a piggyback ride. It's fine.
Does anyone have that fancy spell that makes the stuff go away?
No.
Damn, I can't learn that one.
No
That needs
prestidigitation.
mana for me. Yeah.
I think Idola would just say, I don't think it would be useful as we would continuously be covered.
So you continuously do the thing.
A effort, but rudimentary. It would be not worthwhile until we are out of this.
Well, Seth's a
predicament.
soldier. Wouldn't be the first
Alright.
time he's been in the muck.
I will take uppies for whoever is giving uppies.
Sure. Hop on, spider monkey. We shall joust.
Like a spider monkey on top. The Twilight references lately, I've had them everywhere.
So, to give you guys a more of a visual imagination theater here. So, this place is strangely illuminated like it's casual daylight, almost like dusk. The entirety of the swamp itself curves largely and around, and eventually meets back up at the top. So it just looks like a lot of vines and everything dangling, but it's just like, nope, that's a huge intestine.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the poop
So
deck.
with that, you start to hear, not too far away from you, just someone that looks like an overly sized beetle, just kind of whacking three little gargoyles that are trying to attack it. Just no, back, away, no, leave that alone, don't touch that. So, what would you all like to do?
Violence.
I'm hopping off and I'm ready to
Oh,
fight
you could have
something.
jousted from my back, but that's fine.
Oh,
Let's go.
Oh, if I can stay on, I'm staying on. I have my wand. Just see City
Hold
come out her
on.
wand. One hand and the other one holding the wand.
Draws a dagger and pulls the hilt out, and it's like a full-on lightsaber. Let's go.
Are we attacking the gargoyles or the little fellow?
The gargoyles, obviously.
Well, you never know.
Or whoever's in my way.
Everyone, I guess.
Boldly swinging.
All right, I'll snap my staff out and tuck in and rush towards them.
Idola would take the shield off of her back, and on her hip there is a dagger that, as she pulls out, is just made of like crystal, like just made of crystal, and it just shines brightly with that same light blue glow as the runic marks on her also start to shine along with the pendant. And it's just like she's this beacon right now in this shit-filled place.
Do we roll initiative?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 21. Violence.
18.
That's an 11 for Seth.
16 plus 3, which makes 19.
Okay then. So I got Seth in the initiative for Forge, but I don't see Idly or Blackwell or
We rolled on.
Lily.
I rolled on the
D&D
20.
Beyond.
Yeah, D&D
I did. I
Beyond.
rolled them. Same.
I rolled physical dice.
That's okay. I just gotta learn how to input this manually.
I am so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I do not apologize. We were told to roll wherever
Roll
we
a
wanted.
D&D Beyond. I was like, I'm gonna do this one D&D Beyond to make it easier on the DM. That was my thought process.
Sam.
Oh god, can I adjust this manually? I think I could change it here in a bit. Idola, what'd you say it was?
19.
No. Come on. There we go. Okay. Helps if I activate my numlock pad on the side. Alright. Sybil, what'd you get?
I got an 18.
Okay, so starting at the top of the round is one of the gargoyles. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. I'm intelligent. I'm an intelligent human being. There we go. Claw, yes. Misses with the 3. Fantastic. On next to Idola.
Okay.
I think I had a 21. But it could be Idola. I don't care.
No. We fixed
If
this
you-
appropriately.
If you have a higher initiative than me, you go first.
Yeah, she got a 21.
I've been there, done that, where I had a higher initiative, but people went before me. Nope, I'm not doing that to other people.
There we go. So yeah, Star Steel. Yeah.
All right. Boldly leaping into action. Horribly injured, but we're still going in.
Horribly injured, covered in shit.
Sibby on her back. Let's go. And she's just gonna come in swinging. So first attack is going to be with her Sunblade for a rousing 9. Missing, which I love. But in her offhand, she's going to take her dagger and use the Nick property.
Okay.
So when you make an extra attack of the light property, you can make it as part of the attack action instead of bonus action. So it's on her attack. For a rousing 17, does 17 hit?
A 17 does hit. And as you hit, you just hear this stony screech come from it. And it is going to attempt to flee.
Oh, it took 7 damage. Coward! Stand and fight me!
And attempts to fly away.
Oh, do I get an opportunity attack?
You do. You do get an attack of opportunity.
Heck yeah! I'll take it. Ah, yes! Much better. 25 to hit.
I think that'll hit.
That'll be for 11 damage? This is so many dice. What did it roll? Why did it roll so many? 11 radiant.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do at this time?
Tell it to... She starts yelling at it to stand and fight her like a man. Or non-binary person, or lady. Whatever gender
Like a
you
warrior.
happen to be. A warrior! There we go! We are all inclusive on the battlefield.
No matter what you call it, a gargoyle is always going to be rock hard. Ayo! Anyway, on to Idola.
Let's see. Let's see if I go here, 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 30 feet. How do I make a cone? Because I need to see something. Measurements? Circle? Yep. Yeah, that'll do what I needed to do. So, first off, remove this. E. There we go. I'm going to have Idola run up. And as she's like basically glowing, there's this moment where she's stepping forward and she jumps up. She kind of curls into herself and spreads her arms out as this blue flame just kind of bursts forward. And I need each gargoyle to give me a DC 14 con save as I use Radiance of the Dawn on them.
Oh, come on. Where the hell is it? Features. Okay, this might take me a moment because I don't normally mess with creature stats in Forge. The heck do I do?
Since you're doing something with a lot of light, radiance.
And that's actually the color too, just that soft blue.
Has anyone else messed with Forge and creatures and things like that before?
No.
I only know how
trying
to
to-
work D&D Beyond.
Okay, fair. So I'm trying to find saving throws, but I am coming up. Even just how to roll for this guy.
Can you just do a straight D20 roll?
Oh, wait, there we go. It was a what saving roll?
DC 14 con.
On. So that one is a 3. That's a 1.
Ooh.
And that's a 7.
Cool. So they all take, that is 18 points of radiant damage as they get hit by this just wave of white, like blue hot flame. And also, any magical darkness is dispelled around in the area.
Clerics, am I right? Yay! I'm remembering anything.
It's been a minute since I played a cleric, and God, it feels good to be back.
Lightsabers. Yeah. This has become a
So,
Star
yeah.
Wars game.
Super effective. So, anything else you'd like to do, Idola?
No. I have a bump. Nah, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Alrighty. Up next is Sybil.
Okay, so we stated that I was on Star's back.
Yes. We'll just move you right next to her.
I will shoot Eldritch Blast at the one trying to run away. And I'll roll it in the system. Because it makes my life easy. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Yay. That is... It didn't tell me. I don't think it put the damage. Oh, apparently 1 point of damage somehow from my Eldritch Blast.
Eh.
Like,
Attempts were made. Anything else?
no, she'll just kind of shout like, I'm just warming up.
With that, Gargoyle will continue to flee into this hole and just dive into it and disappear.
I haven't taken my turn yet.
That's only one. Because there's a Gargoyle after Sybil. Because you had an 11, right?
Oh, so it dashed on Starsteel's action?
So, it dashed initially on Starsteel's action, then it rolled around to another one's turn.
All right, fine.
Yep.
I was just thinking, okay.
Semantics. But anyway, one fucked off. One is now going to look towards Sybil and make a go at you.
Come at me, bruh.
How's a 17 hit you?
Ooh, it does.
Delicious.
Just barely.
Damage, dang it. How do you damage? Motherfucker.
Above game question. Does Hellish Rebuke work as a reaction?
Yes. Yes, it does. If something hits you, then it hits them right back. See, 2d4 plus 2.
I would like to cast Hellish Rebuke as my reaction.
Okay.
If I can.
So that's going to be 7 points to you. And it's just going to go straight back to them.
Yeah. But that's all my second level spells, so.
Alright, that drops it down to 42. Ole. Alright, so now we're on to Monty, who is all the way the hell back there. Moves up forward. Let's see. Please one charm person. What could he do? Oh, he's gonna throw out an ice knife here. 17 hit, that'll work. Let's see, what is... Tell me. Tell me things. Why? I did not learn this system as well as I should have. Shame on me.
It's okay.
Alright, we're just gonna say that. And move on with the day. 8 points of damage to it. So math is optional. Okay, then we come to our mud-covered damsel in distress. Okay. Oh, nope, I did not want to kill him.
Oh well. One less person to talk to in this dungeon. All the better.
You know what? He's gonna go and pull a shillelagh. Whack it for... Nope, that'll miss. So it'll just kind of bounce off the gargoyle's head as it just kind of shakes. It goes... and tries to come back at him. So that's his turn. Then we come around to Seth. So show me what you got.
I'll flank the one that's, well, I'll get behind that one. And then I'll whack it with a staff as soon as I find it. Quarterstaff. Do I get advantage if I'm behind him?
Yes, you do.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 will definitely hit.
I'll tag it for 6. Then I'll follow up with an unarmed strike, and this will be a kick. Oh, jeepers. It's doing the one-handed staff. Well, doesn't matter, whatever. I'll do an unarmed strike on it with I guess it's bonus action attack.
Mm-hmm.
Normal. That's a critical natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
And the damage, critical hit damage for 12 points. So I did a total of 18 points to him.
Alrighty. Anything else?
That was 5, 10. That was 30 feet to get there. I'll step away.
Alrighty. That'll bring us back to...
It doesn't get any attack of opportunity on me.
I wouldn't say so. A, its back is turned, and B, you're doing monk stuff. So,
Yeah, I'm
coming
also
back to-
mobile.
Yeah, Star Steel, up next, top of the round.
Yeah. So who we got left for bonking? Oh, there's one bravely in front of me. That was very bold of it. She's gonna do the smacks. Nope. That's a 10 with the sword and the dagger for a 20 to hit.
Yep, 20 will hit.
For 5 damage.
I'm going to use my reaction on you, Idly. I'm going to use Accelerate, which
Ooh.
the target takes an extra 2d6 damage from the attack. So what your character feel is this iridescent kind of flame overtake them, which makes your character feel like, I can do more.
Nice. Thank you for reminding me, because I can actually throw on another d6 as well. She's going to use her own psychic kinetic energy to use a psionic energy die and she's going to add. So it'll be 3d6 to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 5 psychic, and then 2 more d6. Cool. On her crappy little dagger. So that was 5, 14 extra damage to her 5 dagger.
Dang. All right. Well, this gargoyle is, well, if it could bleed, it'll bleed mortar. So it's looking rough there, buddy. Oh, jeepers. Boy, howdy. Alrighty, on to this one. Still gonna take another whack at your new NPC buddy, trying not to die.
Monty's still with us?
Mm-hmm.
He is. He just couldn't really close the distance for anything useful. 4. Gonna miss. As you see the dwarf kind of do a sort of a mud split as the gargoyle comes down with its claw and just whoop. So that is its turn. On to Idola.
So let's see. We're gonna move. Oh, nope. We're gonna move you over here until I figure out how to get rid of you. So Idola's gonna move up to the gargoyle right here. Go on. Go on. Nope, not you. You go over there. Oh, that's why. There we go.
Technology.
And I'm gonna take a swing with my with my crystal short sword. That is a 12 plus 5, 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So they're gonna take 1d6 plus 3 and then a 1d8 of radiant damage. Give me one moment. We're gonna start with the d6 just to make things simple. That is a 5 plus 3, so 8 piercing, and then the d8 6. So 8 points of piercing and 6 points of radiant damage.
All
And
right,
I'm
this
going
one
to
is
use
also
one of
looking
the
rough.
and I'm also going to use one of the charges from this dagger to heal myself for those 6 points of damage that I did to top myself off.
Hell yeah.
For funsies.
And I'm in my turn. Movement, action. I'm not going to use my bonus action right now. That's the end of my turn.
All right, up next is Sybil.
All right. Trying to see if I wanted to do this, but I will try. I'm gonna use my green flame blade to try and attack. I can hit anything within 5 feet of me, so the one that's directly in front of me. I think I just roll for a regular attack. This is a 15 hit.
A 15 will hit.
Yay! Okay, and then they take fire damage. I think they just take like a base of 4. Yeah, 4.
4 hit points. Okay. They're starting to crumble. Things are looking really hard to hold themselves together now. All right, up next is that one disappeared. So don't need that one. And then there's one right in front of Sybil, which now it's going to look at you and take it a little personal. All right, it's going to be 2 claw attacks against you as it is a multi-attack. 11.
Nope.
All right. Next up, 14.
Nope.
Oh, all right. You slippery person, you. All right, yeah, just wafts 2 claws after you, and not much else
Just
you can
bobs and
do.
weaves.
Yeah.
What are you
little
trying to do?
bit.
What are you trying to do? Let's go.
All right, up next is going to be Monty. Let's see. Did I actually give him any weapons. That'd be nice if I did. Oh, good, I did. All right. And misses. Yep, you see Monty pull out a sickle, take a swipe at it, and just completely just waft it in the air. Just barely scratches it. All right, up next is our dwarf poop-covered friend. Oh, gods, what? Did I break it? Yes, I did. That's fine. I can improv. It's fine. Cool. Actually, nat 20 on that one.
Hell yeah.
Hit him. Hit him again.
With a grand total of 8 hit points for that. Getting there. Slowly but surely. Up next is Seth.
Okay.
Ready to make some gravel?
Yeah. I'll run up on him again. And strike with quarterstaff. Still at advantage.
Yep.
That'll be a 21.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, now I'm wielding it two-handed, but it's giving me one-handed damage.
So we'll just count it as twice. We'll just
Well,
double
it's
up.
supposed to be a D8
Call it
instead of
good.
a D6, but all right. That's why I said it's not that huge of a deal. 7 points from the quarterstaff.
All right.
Then I'm going to use a key point and do a it's not listed here, but it's a flurry of blows, which is basically 2 unarmed strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me find it. Nope. Nope. Well, whatever. Here we go. I'll just do attack, advantage, another crit,
Alrighty.
and
Let's
I'll do the damage. There's another attack after this because I did the flurry. So
You
that's
know, with that, you don't even have to do a second one except for flurry. Just for flourish, because that's it. How do you want to pulverize them?
all right. I'll use an axe kick to the back of the head
Hell
and
yeah.
drive the top of his skull down into his shoulder blades.
Just boom. All right, that'll work, as this one is now dead.
And I'll just eat the other attack, I guess. But what I'll do is I'll move over here. I still have movement left, so that way I'm flank. Actually, no, I'll move here. That way I'm flanking Starsteel,
Hell yeah.
so she can have advantage.
Oh, this poor bastard. In the middle of all of you.
Jump him.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Star Steel. Have at it.
Let's see if she can roll. Can girl roll? We'll find out. So, with advantage, well, the first one's a 20. And the second one, yeah, so a 20 to hit.
Yep.
And that is for 13 radiant damage.
Alrighty,
then-
how would you like to do this?
Oh, it's just she's like, finally, I got it to work, guys. And it's just like one-handed comes on through and just like decapitates it. I finally figured out how to cut through rocks with this thing.
You have a sword that cuts through rocks.
Yeah.
Useful. I bet it cuts through bone easier that way.
Probably. I would valiantly say yes.
Alrighty, with that, the gargoyles have been slain, turned into nothing but pebbles and all that fun jazz, so you are now out of initiative.
I think at this moment of time, the glowing symbols on Idola and from Idola along her necklace would die down now that they're out of combat. And she would look at the new individual that has joined them and is just like, "Are you all right? Is anything broken?"
Yeah. Standing before you is this dwarf with pretty much just rags for his underclothing at this point. Like he's been here for a while and hasn't had a chance to replace them, but he's got this unique backpack that looks like a beetle shell, and his helmet is sort of shaped into like a rhinoceros beetle as well. And he's just got like his little staff right there and going, I think I'm good. Usually a good whack or two, and they fuck off for a while. They're just pests at this point. But thank you either way. There's two less for me to worry about for a while.
I think as Idola sees this person, they pull out the book that they had and they find a passage about like this man that fits this man, someone that used to have beetles that always traveled him. And she looks at him and says, "How long have you been down here?"
Well, there's not really a day or night setting down here, so 40-ish years? You just kind of see one of his eyes starts to twitch a little bit. We're talking full on like Alan Parrish kind of nuts.
Oh,
good.
darling.
Right beneath the surface.
You've not been around for 200 years, as she hands him the book.
Well, you know the date better than I do, so I'll take your word for it. And you notice that he's definitely got some horrible tooth decay. Just, you're not quite sure if what you're smelling coming out of his mouth is worse than the smells that's all around you or not.
Kind of all mixes in, just bad
Mm-hmm.
all around.
But anyway, and you just kind of hear a little crack as he smiles. Just, what brings you to my part of the world? As you could say, the ass end of this world. You know, the ass end of this unicorn.
I believe we have been charged with ridding the unicorn of its indigestion.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to know anything about that,
Oh,
would you?
yeah. That would be the black dragon further up there. As he gestures just up the intestine.
Black dragon. Sylvia was like, Black dragon. Let's go to the black dragon.
Oh, I must bravely take a short rest before we do that.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Yeah.
I mean, it
So
would
hop
be a
off.
fun challenge.
Oh, you really want to take on the black dragon, huh?
I
You
mean,
really do?
I just,
we're
I,
here,
I just
We're
like
here.
dragons.
and we must, get the emerald pickle, the crystal pickle, the pickle. There's a pickle involved. We must
Oh
retrieve it.
yeah, I know that one. Yep. That it didn't go over too well. It's me versus that thing, and you guys here. There might be a chance. Okay. So with the black dragon, okay. Do any of you have like a teleportation spell or something, or
I can teleport.
can you take
Misstep-
people with you?
No.
Okay then, we need a plan of escape then, because this could get real fun real fast. So if you want to follow me, let's figure out a way to get you guys out of here once you're done with the dragon there. And, Yeah.
Well,
Do
first I
you
must take a short rest before I bravely slay this dragon.
do you want
Well,
to get out?
I've been wanting to get out for, well, according to this book here, and to you guys, 200 years. So, I'd like to get out. I tell you what, the things that come down the bowels, questionably edible. The occasional corn kernel that doesn't quite get digested. It's not exactly what you call a buffet down here.
You poor little fellow. My goodness.
I don't
Must have been
remember how
rough.
Um,
short rests work.
but yeah, yeah. You know, uh, if you hit a burp. Anyway, sorry. Inside joke, kinda, not really. But if you guys really want to get out of here all at once, then you should probably follow me. We probably should make arrangements with the bladder hag for quick escapes.
But we need rest.
Yeah, we can rest down there, but
Okay.
you don't want to really stay up here.
All right, fine. Is that all right, Starsteel? Can we take a short rest?
Yeah,
Yes.
this will count as the short rest.
Besides which, I think it would be interesting to meet the bladder hag.
So, with that, as you follow this pretty much dung beetle dwarf down the same hole that you saw the gargoyle flee down as well, eventually you come into a wide cavern, which at first you think is like a sandy beach, but everything is tinged yellow. The sand, the water, the walls. You even see a couple of waterfalls happening in this cavern as well, but it's just all yellow. It's just nasty. Now you just gotta deal with a new kind of smell.
As they're walking, Starsteel is just kind of covering all of her injuries with what looks like duct tape. Yep. This is how it goes.
And as you see the dung beetle dwarf just kind of go, "Come on, follow me, follow me." She's actually right over here, and kind of leads you towards a very tattered. Actually, no. It is a hollowed out kidney stone.
Mmm.
Ooh.
Majestic.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Pain. Just pain.
Oh, Laura! Laura is your favorite dwarf. And you just kind of hear like the scuttling and scuffing of claws as you see like a little tarp being pulled back, and kind of hunched over is pretty much the bladder equivalent of a sea hag. Just yellowed skin and yellow eyes with jaundice. And she just has this very leery grin towards the dwarf, going, "Well, hello, sailor. It's been a while." And you just hear the dwarf going, "Ah, yes, yes, my dears. Tis I, your favorite. Anyway, so we got new people." And gestures to all of you. And then
Look,
she just
I'm not
kind
gonna
of takes a
judge.
moment, cracks her neck, and looks at all you and goes, "Ooh, snacks?" And he goes, "No, no, 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 no. Friends. Friends. Not food. Friends." This is a very weird, toxic relationship you're picking up between the two of them.
I think
Look,
I'd look at Seth and say, "This is more your wheelhouse. Introductions and everything."
you're muted, Chris. And there's no judgment from Starsteel. 200 years is a long time to be alone with only a bladder hag as company. Like, there's no judgment here.
Very well. Greetings, bladder hag. I am Seth, and these are my companions. Starsteel, Idola, Sibi, and the great Monty Maple Leaf.
Hey, dear.
We are just we have accompanied. Actually, I apologize. I do not know your name. I point at the dwarf. What is your name?
Oh, um, hmm. You know what? That's an excellent question. um, I know my last name is Marble Grip. That much I remember. Hard to
Then we
forget.
shall call you Mr. Marble Grip.
Okay, Jay. Sounds good.
What does the
We
hag tell
rescued
you?
Mr. Marble Grip, or we assisted him in taking down some gargoyles, and he instructed us to come down here to rest while we figure out how shall I put it, acquire the pickle and the unicorn that sent us in here. Well, the unicorn that sent us inside him. And the reason Seth is, well, whatever. Anyhow, the unicorn that sent us inside him said that we could do it a favor, which, as we ascertained from the jewel room, it has gas. And I suspect from this room and the previous room, it is constipated. But you may correct us in that assumption, as you are the bladder witch, and you'd be more familiar with the creature's physiology than the rest of us. Could
You
you
know, her neck
provide us
kind of
with any?
cracks and snaps at you. She's like, "Yes, that black dragon has been sort of a problem for a while now. You know, it's just keeps getting bigger and bigger and starts blocking up more and more, and it's just backing everything up."
I see. May we ask a boon of shelter from you for at least a brief period of time, and then maybe some advice and help in disposing of the black dragon?
Oh, of course, not a problem. It's just so rare we have guests, and the ones that do don't usually last very long. And she just
Sure.
kind of gestures out towards the lake of piss.
Do they die of thirst? Or...
As you look onto it, you actually see one body on a large rock, kind of in the middle of the lake. It's currently missing like half of its arms, half of its legs, but you see it still moving. And as you see a bladder mermaid come out of the water, just kind of take a strip of flesh off of it, kind of suckle it down, and then go back into the water.
This place is so full of
Or
whimsy.
water. Yes,
This,
much whimsy. Very well. Keep in
so
mind,
the
I came
inside
up
of the
with this like
unicorn
a
is
decade ago, so
the inside of this unicorn is the fuel of nightmares. Hmm. Sibby, you should feel really at home here. Because-
Oh
Why
yeah,
not?
this is nothing. You should see the bodily fluids that were running around backstage at the circus.
I
She's like,
can.
well, making sure there's nothing in her hair.
I
but
so
yes,
I
you can
look to
seek
I
shelter for the time, and when you feel rested enough, I'll be happy to answer a few questions.
I look to Idola and I say, "There, I have made the introductions." I usually do that because I am uncomfortable traveling or meeting people whose names I do not know.
I appreciate your duty.
Hmm.
What can you tell us about this black dragon and about this crystallized pickle that we're looking for?
Oh, well, this crystallized pickle that you seek, I imagine it's among the dragon's hoard at this time. It only collects the occasional coins that come through adventurers and takes whatever gems it sees fit. But as for the black dragon itself, from what I remember, it hatched here. An adventurer brought it with them, and unfortunately perished, causing the dragon to hatch and grow and eat here. So, it's a little on the malnourished side compared to other dragons. But, you know, with it being a black dragon, it's got some nasty bile. Hurts people, usually. Uh, let's see. What else? What else? Oh, it kind of speaks like other dragons. It's very rudimentary, basic sentences. I don't try to have too many conversations with it. And it actually named itself, which I thought was very curious. But
What's its
What's his
name?
name?
let's see if I can pronounce this right with the dragon tongue. Um, Activia.
Octavia.
It's a yogurt.
What's it say?
As Starsteel is just kind of like relaxing and reclining and working on her tan in the bladder of a unicorn.
Hmm. Y'all weren't prepared for this level of madness. It's fine. We roll with it.
No,
So, it's like I said, it's malnourished. It's kind of grown up on whatever it can eat down here. So it shouldn't be too hard to fight. We've just never
I'm
had the
into that.
numbers.
How many people are down here? Or in here? Up here?
Over the
Inside
years,
of here.
Oh, well, let's see. Do you want to count mermaids as well, or just unfortunate adventurers?
I'll go with Unfortunate Adventurers, and then I want the separate count for the mermaids.
Oh, okay. So, with as she pats the dwarf's helmet, with my little marble grip here. Last I checked, he's the only survivor, but there have been at least a few dozen over the centuries.
So this dragon's been a problem for a few centuries?
Sounds about right. Somewhere in there, it came with an adventurer and hatched. But it's hard to keep track down here.
No sun, no moon, can't tell time. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just the tides of the piss lake. That's all we really have, and even then, it's not very reliable or regular. As for the mermaids, I think there's about a half dozen or so. Usually a dozen.
Are they friendly or are they in the same deranged state as the black dragon?
Oh well, mermaids are mermaids, I suppose, no matter what water they're in, but they've probably seen better days. And honestly, if my little marble grip here, if he's looking for you to have a quick way out, well, it's very simple. We gotta flush the unicorn.
Like a unicorn inside this unicorn, or like flesh out the unicorn we're currently inside of.
We gotta
Oh,
get the
we just gotta
unicorn to
drain the
shit.
lake.
And how do we drain the lake that is essentially the unicorn?
She kind of walks over to one of the cavern walls and goes, "It's something as simple as this." Extends claws out of her hands, buries it into what may appear to be rock, is actually flesh. He's
I
still
wish.
soft on the inside.
Ooh.
You just gotta irritate it. And with all of you together, you should be able to irritate it very quickly.
So if I shoot Eldritch Blast at the wall, would that be too much?
You can try, but would you want to set it off early?
No.
We want to
Then let's just
dispose. Do we have to dispose of the dragon first before flushing?
ideally, because the dragon has been causing some problems for a while.
Ah,
And if the pickle you seek is among his horde, well, you gotta get past him. Last I checked.
Where is the
See how it
dragon
goes.
located relative to where we are?
No, he's gonna be back up the way he came. A little
Ah,
further up the intestines.
well, let's take our short rest and be at it, is what I suggest. Yes?
Think we have spent enough time inside of a unicorn for one lifetime.
So, with that, you all take your short rest, recover as you need and see fit. Do you all set out for the Black Dragon right away?
Yeah. Let's get it done.
All right, let's go.
Alrighty. So, bringing you back to the previous map, it is now all of you on the lower end. So, we'll just say that it takes the better part of like maybe an hour or so as you all trudge through the muck that is the lower intestine.
Yeah.
And eventually, when you get all the way up here, you will start to hear the rustling of sickly leathery wings coming from the hole at the top. And eventually you will see a young adult black dragon just kind of claw its way out and start to kind of look around and survey. And what you would usually expect like an intimidating growl just sounds like a sick burbling coming from its throat. Its flesh is sunken against its bones. Its eyes are bloodshot.
This is no way for a dragon to live. Let us put it out of its misery.
We gotta kill it, man. We just gotta.
It saddens me. I will attack it.
Yeah. Rush in. Let's go.
Roll initiative.
Are we rolling?
Let me get this set up real quick. There we go.
Say what?
So does that make it a shit dragon?
This dragon is quite shit.
Or a dragon? Because that
All right, go ahead and roll initiative, please. I got it up and ready.
16 for Star Steel.
17 for Seth.
6. Freaking 6.
That is a 17 plus 3, so a dirty 20.
All right, one moment. Assigning, adding. Said dirty 20?
Yep, dirty 20.
And Sybil, what was yours again?
6. I rolled low.
All right, as for Monty. $15. Alrighty, ready when you guys are. Starting off top of the round is going to be Idola.
Cool, cool, cool. Let me first see. Where am I at? Cool. I am down here. Let me make sure of something. That's Cone. That's Ray. Yeah, that's fit. Ooh, that's probably well outside my range. Let me see. Let me see. Because I was not expecting to go first. Do. Actually, 60-foot range.
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know how to recenter the map.
My brain. Let's get a little crazy. We're gonna start off with Scorching Ray at 2nd level, and I gotta roll because that's 120 feet. Let's go. Natural 20. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
How do you do crits? Do you just double the dice or
Just double.
So
Or
that
double
is
damage. Double damage.
4d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is 10, 16, 20 points of fire damage as this multi-ray of flames just shoot out, just rattling the black dragon.
Yep, just lets out a roar of unexpected pain. And through bleary red eyes, just trying to scan where they even came from and zeroes in on you. Anything else?
Let me see. That was my action. I think I'm just gonna stay right there.
It's safer that way.
If anything,
All right.
really, we're just gonna so we're not crowded up, move to the side.
Alrighty. Let's see, what does this do? I'll save that for later if I need to. Let's see, how about for spells? Alrighty, so Monty is going to go ahead and cast Entangle on it and hope for the best of keeping it still. Let's see, that is a... What is that? Strength of 13 to beat. And that is going to be... As you see vines sprout out of the ground underneath the black dragon, start to entangle all of its feet, a couple of it lash over its back, and start to bear down on it and hold it in place. And again, the dragon is just now freaking out, going, "What is touching me? And why?" Up next, we have Seth.
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
Seth, you with us?
Chris,
I was like, he's very quiet, very still.
he's
But yes.
thinking real hard.
It's like, how do we out when what monk shit can I do? How do I spinning drop kick?
You're also muted.
Striking with the staff.
All right.
Oh, well, I'll run up to it, smack it. This is normal, probably. Nothing. That's a 9, and then I'm going to kick it. Actually, I'll spend a chi point. I'm going to use 2 unarmed strikes. It doesn't. Okay, right. Here's an attack. Normal. That would be a 20, dirty 20. Does that hit?
Dirty 20 will hit.
Okay, that's normal damage for 6 points, and then I'm going to kick it again. I believe that's how flurry works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a natural 1. All right.
You stub your toe.
All right, I stubbed my toe on it, and that was 35. And then I'm moving lateral to it. I did hit it, so it doesn't get an attack of opportunity on me. And I move away.
Alrighty. Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, and that's my action.
All right. So, Starsteel.
Okay, Starsteel is gonna. She's got that beetle guy in front of him, and she's gonna go, "Excuse me," and she literally like uses him as a place to move. Like, does a little flip over his head, moves 30 feet, and then in a swirl of light, she lands right on the dragon's back as she uses her Misty Step from her
Okay.
race. And a swirl of starlight appears on top of the dragon, on its back, and is going to attempt to stab it voraciously.
Okay.
Let's go.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
So that's 23 to hit,
Yep.
and she's gonna two-hand it.
I'm a cast accelerate on you again because I could
Yeah.
use that as a reaction.
Does it count as undead?
No,
Okay,
it does not.
I
Just
had to
malnourished.
So that's 12 radiant damage, and I'm also going to throw a kinetic dice on that. So that's 3d6 extra damage for another 12, so 24.
God, that's a good spell.
That
That's
is.
so good.
That's
And then do I want to do anything else? That was my bonus action, my action. And you know what? We'll action surge. Let's do it again.
for funsies.
For funsies. Oh, I rolled
What?
wrong. Okay. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 misses.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Pretty good run, though.
And she just like stabs in her lightsaber into the back of a dragon.
All right. Up next is Marble Grip. Let's see. Did you say that you used him kind of like as a launching pad a little
Yeah,
bit?
I used his head to get a little bit of momentum going.
A little more oomph?
Yeah.
Okay. So his resistance to that, he just rolled a 3. So as you launched off of him, he kind of slipped and face planted into the muck. Just so try an action just to get back up. See anything interesting for
It's at
bonus
least
action?
half his movement.
Yeah. And you know what? He is going to do a wild shape as a bonus action. He's going to transform himself. Looks very indiscernible from what he was before, but just a giant Hercules beetle. Manages to move like maybe half that distance because he spent some of it getting up. But yeah, now you just got like this huge dung beetle just kind of crawling towards the dragon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, that brings us to the young black dragon, which is going to start off with a strength to see if it can beat the vines. And fails with a 12.
Oh,
He needed a 13, so he's still stuck. Let's see, does he have anything that's going to hurt anybody? That'd be cool.
Oh, and when I hit him with my sword, he gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot. There's so many things with 2024 Fighter that I'm just like, I am overwhelmed.
Next spells. I could have sworn I had. You should have stats. You should have things. It's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna do this as a quick search.
I'll be honest, I've never fought a dragon before, so I'm really excited.
It's your first dragon?
It's my
And it's
first
in a
dragon fight.
dungeon. We did it,
Oh,
guys.
fun.
Roll credits. We got a dungeon
Let's
and
see.
dragons.
It is going to be acid breath. Let's see. I will need a DC of 14. Let's see. Technology. Let's see. Is 30 foot long, 5 foot wide. You know what? It's just gonna shoot it at Marble Grip because he is dead in front as a large beetle. Let's see.
Marble grip,
That
no.
is DC Dexterity saving throw. And fails. Fantastic. Fun stuff all around. Oh. 14d6. That shit. You know, it's fine. It's fine. He's half beetle now. It's fine.
I wondered. I was like, that's gonna hurt. That's probably
Oh.
they're gonna hurt.
So
I hope
that
he's
is going
acid
to be
resistant. Otherwise, he's done.
He's looking a
so
little
that
sleepy.
so that is 44 points of damage from acid.
Wow.
Dramatic
And she's
yelling.
Oof.
yeah. As you see his beetle form just kind of fall apart, and then he's just kind of laying there on the ground for a little bit, going. So he's still alive.
For now.
For now.
Walk it
After
off.
took one for the team. Up next is Sybil.
Just get up and go.
Ah. All right. I'm gonna use my movement to move about here, a little off to the side of our friend. If I can move her. Hello. Move with me. Thank you.
Oh, you
Sorry,
have
that's
to.
very-
Yeah, there we go.
And then I want to cast Witch's Bolt on the dragon. Though I have a question. Would that hurt the person on said dragon?
I don't
Because
think
if
so.
no, I'm doing it.
I don't know the rules of Witch's Bolt. Does it just say creature of your choice or proximity?
A creature within range.
Okay, so I'd say it would hit just the dragon.
Okay. Alright. That's a plus 7. 16 plus 7 for a. I can't do math all of a sudden. 23?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yay! And I'll just
Show
roll
me
the
that damage.
20 damage. 20 damage. Lightning damage. I don't know if that affects it.
Neat. Alrighty. And coming back around to the top with Idola.
Okay. Cool.
Real quick, DM. Also, I now the dragon now is going to take an additional 1d12 damage every time my turn comes around.
Alright, just remind me of that when that happens.
Yay, Witch's Bolt.
Cool.
Alright,
do
Idola.
That's a 30 foot. That's 60 feet. A key. We're going to stay out of range. And we're going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 1. And I think... Can I? Nope, because that's a spell. Actually. I'm thinking. I'm processing. Nope, we're going to ball. We're going to just cast Guiding Bolt at level 1. That is a 14 plus 6, so a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
So 4d6. And this is all radiant damage once more.
It lights him up too. That's nice. The next person to attack him gets advantage.
Yep. I was like, does it? It's been a minute since I played cleric, so it's like, wait, I do that? Yeah, that's the thing I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Technically a support class.
Okay. Uh that is 4 plus 6, 10, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of radiant damage as this red hot, like yellow flame just goes, boom, and now it's just basically covered. Like it's just as the flame hits it, the flames kind of spread out over it, kind of basically enveloping it, making like it's a beacon, just boom, 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 like almost in tune with its own heartbeat.
Alrighty, that's a damn good hit for sure. Up
And
next is going to be Monty. Let's see. Concentration. Raise. Point. Oh, let me just double check, make sure that. Nope. Because Entangle is a concentration spell, so he is going to abstain and not risk dropping the Entangle. So that will move passive savings on to Seth. So because Monty didn't do anything, you get advantage on your next attack.
Sweet. Roll up, doesn't matter where on the dragon, I guess. Go over here. Pop. Burning a key point. Well, first I'm going to try to hit it with a quarterstaff at advantage.
Hell yeah.
That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Normal damage. 4 points. Then I'm going to burn a key point and hit it twice with an armed strike.
All right.
So kick, boot to the head at advantage. 18.
That'll hit.
And bam.
what's your unarmed strike die?
D6 plus 3.
Hey, I'm gonna use accelerate on you at level 2 to give you 3 extra d6 to roll.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because reaction.
Thank you. I'll roll it over here. 2 extra D6, right?
Yes. No, 3 because it's level 2. So it's 3 extra d6.
Okay. Where's the dice roller for this one? Oh, never mind. I'll do it in roll 20. Bam. Roll. 3 dice 6. That's a total of 10. 5, 1, 4.
All right.
So that's extra 10. Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna do another unarmed strike at advantage. That's a 17. Does that hit?
It'll miss.
Ooh, nasty. Okay. And then I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move over here. I shall move over here. That way, if it uses a, well, whatever. We should stay far apart. And I think that's it. I don't think I'll action bonus action. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Come back around to Starsteel.
Starsteel is gonna be on top of the dragon, has put her sunglasses on because she's surfing on top of a dragon in a shit bog. This is a great day. She's going to draw her dagger and dual wield because that's what she was designed to do. So Sunblade first for a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And she's going to roll her damage. That's going to be either an 11, and I keep forgetting that I have the ability to reroll damage, so that's either 11 or... Yeah, we'll take that 11. And then she'll add a kinetic die to that, or not a... Is it a kinetic die? What is it called? A psionic die. She'll add a d6 to that, as D&D Beyond has told me that there is a beholder in my game. So that's for an extra 3, so 14. And then with her dagger, that's gonna miss with her offhand. But she's just having a great time. This is an amazing. This is the best vacation she's ever had. She said she came here for adventure, but this is a vacation.
All right, up next gonna be Mr. Marble Grip here. Managed to pull himself together. Let's see. He's going to do Infestation as he summons a cloud of dung beetles all flying at the dragon to really dig into all the wounds that it has sustained. So let's see. Constitution throw of 13 from the dragon. Fails. As you see, just a swarm of flying dung beetles burrowing into this dragon and making a meal out of it. Let's see, that is going to be only 2d6 damage, surprisingly. Still up, still alive. And now we come around to Sybil.
Okay. So, what are my bonus? Okay, I'm gonna use. Let me see if I can. If it lets
Oh
me
wait,
do
you
this.
said it takes 12 points when it comes back around to your turn, right?
Yeah. So it's a 1d12. No, it's a 1d12. Gonna take 9 points of damage.
Alrighty, go ahead and do your attack.
Oh no, that is my attack. I get a bonus attack. I'm sorry, I misread
Okay.
that. So I just get to roll damage every time. But can I also use my bonus action to cast Hex?
Is it an option?
Because it says to keep Witch's Bolt, I just can't do anything for my action. It doesn't say anything about bonus action, and I have Hex as a bonus action.
Okay. And you said you did how many points of damage on that?
It was the first one was 9 for the Witch's
Okay,
Bolt.
so the question is how do you want to do this?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
He had 3 hit points left.
Oh, okay, so cool. Then shoot. Let me see where I'm at. She'll just kind of like call out, like, "Hey guys, watch this!" And then she'll shoot another bit of lightning at it. It'll crackle through, and then fall.
Alrighty, with that, the sickly young black dragon is now dead, still covered in vines, still radiating and pulsating with its fading heartbeat. As you all have now defeated it, how would you like to go from here as we exit out of combat?
We gotta get that pickle. Or check its hoard.
Run into the room where its hoard is and grab the pickle.
Alright. So, as you go past the corpse of the young black dragon, you do see just not a whole heck of a lot in the way of jewels and gems. It seems to have kind of tried to collect all manner of shiny things, armor and anything it could find. And after Prize say, go ahead and give me a perception check, everybody.
I have a passive 19 perception. Does that matter?
Oh, still just roll me a general perception.
Unwashed 20. It forgot to wash its hands after it went to the bathroom at Lollapalooza.
Mine's an 8.
16.
I got a 16 as well.
All right. So, with
Indeed.
an unwashed 20 from Idly, you managed to come across pretty much something about, this big and pickle shaped, made out of emerald. And with it, when you pick it up, it kind of has a weird pulsating glow to it and starts to vibrate a little bit.
Um, Starsteel's not gonna ask questions about why the pickle vibrates. I got it.
Then let's smack the walls and get it to throw up.
Get out of Dodge.
Get the dagger the walls, dagger the walls.
So, with that, just to streamline this a little bit, I would say, you know what? Everyone roll me d20s and I will average them out.
A D20? Okay.
That's a 6.
18.
16.
That's in that 20.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I imagine-
What was yours again?
18.
But if this is like something physical, it's in that 20. However, -1.
So, with your powers combined, also with the help of Marble Grip and Monty, it takes you guys probably about a good 15 minutes of just firing off all your strongest attacks. We're not going to do a combat round of you fighting intestines, but about 15 minutes or so, finally, you just start to feel the entirety of the lower intestines start to shake and quiver as you start to see things becoming dislodged and starting to shift forward, kind of back the way you came. And now you are facing an avalanche of shit, pushing you out. And eventually, it just picks up in so much speed, so quickly, that eventually you start to feel the rumble, and then you start to hear the crying neigh of the unicorn as you exit out and return to full size. And with that, you see that the unicorn just kind of shaking its head back and forth. He's like, "Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" Do you heed his
Holy-
warning?
Okay.
We move.
Holy unicorn
Yeah.
diarrhea.
We aren't going to stay downwind. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Run
So
away.
with that, eventually he turns himself in just the right direction as you see the corpse of the black dragon come out of his butt as well, and just kind of flop on the mountainside.
Mazel tov on your new baby dead black dragon.
Any chance we can bring the dragon back? Might be useful.
You are welcome to salvage what you can off of it.
I'm
But
taking
with
the
that,
scale.
you see the unicorn just kind of find a nice soft patch of grass and kind of collapse there on its side for a while, breathing heavily. So, Sybil, what would you like to try to get off the black dragon?
I want a scale.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check.
While they're doing that, can I see if I can grab one of
13
its
plus
horns?
2 for 15.
A 15? Yeah, it takes a little finesse, but eventually you pop off a couple scales. As for Iota... Wait, did I say that right? Did my brain short out?
Idola.
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 Idola. Yeah, that's definitely not Iota. Jesus. But yes, Idola, with attempting to get one of the horns, go ahead and give me a strength as well.
14, because 15 -1.
All right. So it's a little more stuck. It's definitely a lot more attached than a scale is, but I say after about a good, like maybe 5-10 minutes, you manage to pop off a small one.
Yeah. She'll look at it and say, I can craft another blade with this.
So, with Emerald Pickle in your possession, bits and pieces of Black Dragon that you've salvaged, and a now very grateful but very sore, muscular unicorn in the fields, how would you like to wrap up this adventure?
Idola, you mentioned that you had cleaning cantrips. Yes? Or was I mistaken?
I do not.
Ah, I was mistaken. Then I highly recommend that we make our way to the nearest river or bathhouse.
Yeah, then we'll take back that
Or,
pickle.
or we find a clean person and then we tackle them and like just get them as dirty as us.
Darling, no.
When else am I gonna get to hug someone covered in shit?
You can hug one of us because it won't matter.
That's the point. You're supposed to make something. Fine. Let's go clean up.
Out of all things that you can cover someone in, just no.
Hmm. Well done, everyone, by the way.
Yeah.
It was my first time grouping with you, and the pleasure was mine.
I
So,
don't think.
with that, just for the sake of wrapping this up in a nice little bow, you do manage to find a river at some point on your way back to kind of clean yourself. I'd probably say it takes a couple of hours just to find one. By that point, things have dried, things have kind of crusted and fallen off. Do you make any stops by anywhere, or do you just head straight back to Northwest?
Think straight back.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Easily enough, you get back over there. According to them, you have been gone for the better part of a week. But as you present the pickle, the original halfling clerk with mutton chops goes, "Ah, wonderful! Yes, I imagine that it was quite the adventure."
That was a
It
shitty one.
was.
Did you know there's piss mermaids?
I did not, but we'll be sure to add that to the chronicles. Ugh. So, with this, take the pickle off of you if you're quite done with it. We'll take that off your hands and just pay you a handsome reward of like about 100 gold pieces to split between all of you.
Yeah. How about more?
I mean, you also do get to be the guests of honor at Lord Anye's wedding. Free food.
How about more?
And free food.
And free food.
You know what? Lily, just go ahead and roll me a d20, just random d20 for factors that I just thought of.
It's a 7.
So you all still reek. As you see him just kind of go, all right, how about a free spa stay at one of our resorts?
Now you're speaking my language.
Thing.
We'll take the spa
Yes.
treatment.
From
With-
what I can smell, you do need it.
With the beverage package. That includes alcohol.
Oh,
That's a pretty
fine. Okay, 100 gold plus spa treatment plus the beverage package with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20 gold
And-
pieces each.
And, get guests at the wedding for free food.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sounds great. This is the best vacation I've ever had.
If you could also throw in like outfits for the wedding, just saying, because I only have this.
No, we so here's what we do. We get our outfits at the gift shop at the spa.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
Both
else?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not from you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your adventuring spirits. We thank you from Lord Anye and the city of Northwest. You all have a lovely day. And he starts handing you all each like a voucher for like the spa.
Amazing.
Monty, could I have the chastity belt back, please?
Oh god, yes, this thing chafes like a mother. And just pass it back to you.
Thank you. I need to see how long other people can be tortured by it.
Let's see how this will go over at the spa.
Yeah.
Alternative treatments. So, with that, a pretty successful and straightforward, off-hinged 80s fantasy adventure. So, with that, we'll call that done. And so, yeah, let's just go around the table once again, reintroduce ourselves where people can find us or not find us, and we'll start off again with Idly.
Hi, I'm Idly. I've been a D&D addict for about 15 years now. Oh wait, this is the wrong meeting. So you can find me on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at wild.hearts. On Twitch, you can find me on The Bad Ideas. We are trying to get some streaming, at least of the hit game Date Everything up and running, where you can listen to me be completely flustered by all the objects that have Gajinka to life. So if you want to give a follow over there, you're welcome to. Yeah, and on the books, eventually I will be doing a one-shot for a friend's TTRPG called Storybake, and I'm very excited for that, but I don't have a solid date quite yet.
Alrighty, on to Lady Lily.
Hi, so I'm Lady Lily, pretty much everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, and on Twitch, I'm actually Lady Lily of La La Land, where I also stream video games and have my own little campaign that I'm running called Fae Academy, which is me creating a magical university for adventurers, and I just threw my friends in there and told them to give me CW drama. So that's been a lot of fun. And I do have a one shot coming up at the end of the month. I don't have a set date yet because I had a scheduling mix up. That was on me. But I do have some people attached to it, but I still have, I think, 2 more spots if anyone wants to join. Thank you.
Alright, on to Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris, and I am invisible on the internet except for when I'm gaming. So don't look for me; you won't find me. Here's whoops, hang on. I got a shot of Sybil doing the kill shot.
Hell yeah.
I just gotta turn the camera. There we go.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Nice.
Please picture and then post so I can have.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly run through a bunch of other stuff. That's dragon jumping.
Hell yeah.
That's our little friend fighting gargoyles.
Yeah.
This is Dola negotiating with a unicorn.
Awesome.
And I'll be selected. There you go. Here's our star steel.
Hell yeah.
And there's my character. So,
Your name is Seth.
and there's a sort of a group shot. But that's it for me.
Alrighty, and last but not least, Blackwell.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG D&D verse here on the interwebs. I am just here to show you that, hey, you can do this too. You can hop on the stream, tell an awesome story with some awesome people, and then you go back to your 9 to 5 the following day. Or if you like me, you got a 6:30, 8:30 wake up call because your residential kaiju is now awake. You can find me in a variety of places. You can find me on Saturdays on the Logomancy channel playing Emergent. You can find me every other Sunday on 2B Dice playing Frontiers of Eberron. And I think I have something. I have other things that I'm in. I am your everyman. I am everywhere at any given point in time, just showing you, hey, come on, you can do this too. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, and I hope y'all enjoyed the game, and I hope y'all doing well.
Alrighty, and I am your DM, Humphrey Wendell Wickham, anywhere and everywhere. And with that, that brings this conclusion to our one shot of Journey to the Center of a Unicorn. So, with all that, you all have a good night, and we will see you in 2 weeks for our regularly scheduled Tabletop Misfit game. Until then, take care.
Bye-bye.